Hail to thee, my kindred. I hope you're all having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, and or night, whenever you are. We're playing a game. As always, this one's a bit different because it's a visual novel, but it's kind of like a long one and a very many choices type of game, I suppose, because there's apparently 39 unique endings and then there's the one true ending. And it's also a horror game, so this one's sort of kinda, I suppose, in a way, the first of its kind that I play. In a way, this is by Pixeliminal, and the synopsis read, "It's your day off, but the weather is really bringing you down, among other things. But you're drawn to the distant sound of something calling out to you. You follow it to a dark, lonely alley, and at the back of the alley, in a cardboard box, is a cat. A very cute cat. What will you do? Will you selfishly ignore it and go enjoy your day off? Or will you befriend it only to abandon it anyway? Or will you take it home with you? Surely you will, right? Right. Who could say no to that face? Some of these sentences or parts of the sentences are also crossed out. This title is blasphemy. We'll see. We'll see, Shoko. We shall see. But hi! Hail to thee. How is thy Monday so far? There's also a lot of warning. Well, I guess it's not a lot of warning. It's a respectable amount of warning. This game's not suitable for children or the easily disturbed. It includes depiction of horror elements, human animal violence and death, abusive relationships, disturbing images, loud noises, flashing images, lights, and more. Individuals suffering from anxiety, depression, or certain fears, not fearbs, fears, 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 phobias may not have a safe experience playing this game. And we can go check the about page, I guess, to look at all the content warnings. It's a Friday for you, so great. It's Friday for you on a Monday? How does that make sense? You know what? I will not question it. It's fine. Kitty! Okay, the game might be slightly loud. You have Tuesday and Wednesday off from work? Oh, that's what you mean. So it's like having a weekend. Well, isn't that lovely? And yes, it is very cute. A very cute kitty. I'm gonna lower the volume so that it's not too much. At least on my end. I don't know if for the rest of it it'll be crazy. Let me see. It does contain spoilers. Now, I could close my eyes and scroll through the warning section and then just pretend I didn't see anything else. How do we do this? Here, there we go. I got this. I'm gonna scroll through it, and I'm not gonna see a single thing, and then I'm just gonna click back to the start. Yeah, I feel like that's fair. And scrolling back up. There you go. There's all the warnings. Let's see, preferences, speed, volume, sound, it's all good. Window or full screen, it doesn't really matter to me because I already have it as it is. Unseen text, no, I don't want it to skip anything actually. So that'll be cool. Roll back slide, I don't know what that means. Okay, let's just head ahead. Head ahead? Go ahead. You are not having a great day, as usual. Oh, great. It's the first time in a while that you felt like going out. But in the middle of your walk, it starts to rain. I do wonder if you can hear that. I can hear it. Not sure about you guys. I hope you can. Typical, but maybe this is just a sign that you should have stayed home today? Yeah, you can always try again tomorrow, right? You turn to head home when a little meow in the distance. Huh? What was that? There are only a few people around on the street. It makes sense due to the increase of missing persons around the area recently. Well, that and the weather. Hmm. Already getting hit with with oh yeah, people have been going missing. Great. But none of them react to the sound at all. Well, I mean, I don't think that's too unusual. Curiosity, uh, curiosity guiding your steps, you follow the sound to the entrance of a dark, dingy alleyway. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward. The ground, dampened by the rain, makes your steps sound louder and more confident than you actually feel. Meow meow. The poor meow. Finally, the sound source comes into view in the cold, dim light of the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box, is a cat. I'll save here because I'll assume this is where the first of many decisions is to be made. Little screenshot there. Huh. Guess that should have been obvious, you think? You don't think, main character, you don't think. It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its black fur. Little paws! It puts its front paws on the edge of the box and looks up at you. And we are like shocked by the fact that it meowed. So cute! And it definitely knows it. You've never had much of an opinion one way or another about cats before. But if they're all like this one, it's a shock they haven't already found a way to rule the world. You don't think you'd mind bowing down to a feline overlord. Dot dot dot. You look around the alley with a small frown. Who leaves cats in cardboard boxes these days anyway? Wouldn't they just jump out and leave the box eventually? The cat remains silent. It is judging very quietly, for that is what cats do. The cat doesn't answer you, obviously. It also doesn't do as you suggest and leave the box. It's just looking at you, as if waiting for you to make the next move. Well, we wouldn't have much of a game if we didn't take the cat home. But I am curious, and curiosity may have killed the cat, but satisfaction has brought it back. So, we could flip a coin if I really can't make a decision right here. I never said I wasn't an indecisive man. Yay, following rules. Exactly, we follow the rules. Do not take the cat home, you know? I'm sure the cat will show up at our house somehow. With a sigh, you take a decisive step back. As cute as the cat is, you really can't afford to be taking in a pet on a whim. Rent's coming up soon, and your job doesn't exactly leave you rolling in dough. You give the cat a sad nod. Sorry. Good luck out there. Good luck out here, okay? The cat remains quiet. You turn around and leave the cat in the alley behind. Rain's picking up. The distant meowing that I hear in the back. No. Time to head home. Ending question mark. Niet a fool. Well, that was easy. What? I wonder what this question mark thing is. We won! Yeah, we kind of did. Easy, easy clap. Easy game. Okay, start, I guess. I don't know if we can... Okay, we can... This is the save. There isn't like a load. I just realized. There's just saving, but there's no loading. Thanks for the stream. You're very welcome. I guess we can just skip. Skip. There we go. Easy. Skip button. Oh, no, there's the quick... Well, we have a quick load, but we don't have quick save. Take the cat home. Dot, dot, dot. You know what? You reach into the box and pick up the cat up, holding it out in front of you. Why not? Meow. You're all alone and well, I'm kind of in the same boat myself, so... You bring the cat close. You didn't realize it was shivering until just then, but it slowly breathes easier as it presses into your chest. Why not stick together, right? At least for a little while. Purr. You think a little while will probably be more like a day. You'll be responsible and take it to a shelter tomorrow, but for now, let's get you out of the rain, okay? You stop by a small local pet store for some cat food, then head back home. Responsible, responsible. You live in a modest apartment. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, one you living alone in it. So it feels weird having another living being inside after so long, even if it is just a cat. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you watch for a moment as it curiously explores the new environment. I'm not gonna lie, I thought the the music was like some ringtone and that our character just got called, so I was gonna wait a few seconds for it to stop. Leaving the feline to its own devices, you set about making the both of you some dinner. You take out the can of cat food and open it with the tab on top. You put some cat food on a saucer and click your tongue to call the cat over to you. It perks up at your beckoning and rushes over. It looks at the plate of food and completely ignores it, of course. The cat will eat when the cat wishes to eat. You cannot command it to be so. This I know very much. I'm not hungry, I guess. You try not to let it annoy you. The cat doesn't understand the concept of money to appreciate that you spent your hard-earned cash on it. It's just a cat after all. I'll just, leave it here if you get hungry later, okay? The cat rubs its body against your legs with a purr. You smile. That's enough of a thanks for you. Aw. It follows you into the kitchen as you start on your own dinner. You decide that you have enough ingredients for a sandwich. That is kinda sad, but we also know that we're not exactly making moolah out here, so... Reminds me of Marcy a little bit. Breaded toasted. Mayo and mustard spread. Turkey and cheese and lettuce perfectly placed. Tomato sliced. Ow! You wince as you cut your finger on the knife while slicing a tomato. Stupid. You feel a little embarrassed for such a blunder and sigh, tossing the knife onto the cutting board. You know what? I'd be tweaking out too. I'm like that in the kitchen. If I cut myself, I'm swearing a lot. You're about to head into the bathroom for a bandage when the cat hops onto the counter. It sniffs at the knife and meows almost pointedly at you. Don't worry, I'm alright. It's just a... You watch as the cat starts to... lick lightly, but enthusiastically at the blood on the knife. Ah, well, isn't that just dandy? It has a taste for human blood. Oh no. Okay. Well, the signs are there. We cannot say that the signs were not there. The signs are very much there. It's kind of cute though. If we just pretend it's ketchup instead of our own blood, it makes it cuter. It's just a vampire cat, nothing mute. I almost said nothing mew, like as I think I'm already like brain rotted with like cat terminology. Nothing new. Okay, nothing new. At your blood. You're so shocked by the time you come to your senses, the knife has been completely licked clean. The cat sits back, staring at you. You feel a little uneasy. Sure, cats are meat-eating predators, but that was just a little weird. Right? Sure, you're no cat expert, but that was definitely not something an ordinary cat would do. Right? Well, we'll save up on washing dishes. You're making the assumption the cat's willing to lick anything else other than our blood off of things. So, unless you're suggesting we should spill our blood on all of our dishes in order to just have the cat clean it. I don't think that's a great idea. I feel like for one, lots of blood. Two, just unhygienic. Well, regardless, you're not about to abandon a cat in need while it's still raining outside. Not after your efforts. You were going to take it to a shelter tomorrow anyway. What's one night of awkwardness? Weird or not, it's just a cat. The rest of the evening, unfortunately, goes downhill from here. Even after covering up your fingers cut with a bandage, the cat keeps trying to lick at the wound while you're eating your sandwich. In the kitchen, while you're cleaning up the kitchen, while trying to watch TV, you gently push it away every time, but you're starting to get worried at the strange behavior. What if it's got a taste for blood and thinks you're food now? You're not sure what you'll do if it starts to get more aggressive. You keep thinking about the cat food sitting in the corner, untouched. Meow. Meow. Oh, the cat's getting angry. Come on, enough already. You shove it away a little more forcefully this time out of annoyance. You feel bad immediately, but before you can do anything, the cat meows sharply at you and dashes off around the corner and into the hall. You sigh deeply. At this point, you're just worried that it's going to take a bite out of you in your sleep. Maybe a vet will have an idea on how to calm it down. You can only hope. You don't have many other options left other than tossing the cat out in the rain. After finding the number of a local vet, you pick up your landline and the lights just went out. Great. Just great. Rain must have knocked out the power. You check your cell phone only to find that it's out of batteries. You must have forgotten to charge it before leaving out earlier. The outing had been so spur of the moment that it had no doubt mess with your usual routine. You grab a flashlight and turn it on. Wow, isn't this just fine? Don't tell me we're about to play fucking Slenderman the 8 Pages, but Kitty Cat edition. It's quiet. It's too quiet. Did the rain stop? But then, why did the power go out? You look outside. The sky is pitch black. What time is it? You turn to check the clock. Shock. The cat sits on top of your digital clock, staring at you. Hmm. Yeah, quiet and the cat in the house? That's not possible. Precisely. I mean, this certainly does not help. Hmm. It's in playful mode, and I'm not sure that's a good thing for us. I wonder if I got it on the help or kill screenshot. The cat sits on top of your digital clock, staring at you. Thinking now, you realize the clock shouldn't be working at all with the power outage, but the numbers are lit up and going completely haywire. The cat stares at you. It's completely still. You'd think it was a statue if you didn't know any better. Let's just ignore kill on the clock. Yeah, let's just casually ignore that. Both help and kill. It's not giving off any indication that it's alive. It's not blinking. It's not even breathing. But its eyes. Oh, and 666? I didn't see 666. I saw 44, which I don't know if that's also like a bad number, I guess. Its eyes. This isn't normal. You're afraid. You want to run, but you're afraid of letting the cat out of your sight. You consider tossing the cat out after all. But as soon as the thought enters your head, you feel a sharp urge to vomit. 3 a.m. is hour of ghosts, so we can count this as well. So, likely. Let me see. There is... Oh, yep, there's 3 o'clock is there too. Those eyes. Its eyes hold you still. Even with your flashlight trained on it, its pupils are large, round, inky. The flashlight flickers. Oh no. And the cat is gone. Fear immediately grips your mind. The silence punctuated with a rapid pumping of blood in your heart. It is overwritten as your ears slowly start to pick up the sound of static around you. How is the clock working with no power? You don't know why such a question matters at the moment, but you feel as if having the answers will make sense out of everything that's happened. That order will be restored. But no answer comes to mind. You back away from the clock, and feel as if the air itself coils tightly and abruptly in response, like a predator prepared to pounce. Batteries? Not unless it's a wall clock. Like, I'm assuming it's one that's plugged into the wall, not a battery-powered clock. Because, you know, character mentioned that it shouldn't be working with the power outage. So... But waiting for your next move. But you're afraid to move. Do you prefer demonic cat explanation or batteries? You know, I'm the type of man to face the music. So demonic cat explanation will have to fit. It will have to do. Whatever that means and entails. You're afraid to even take a breath. But you can't stay still forever, right? Whatever is watching you, you can already feel its impatience. It's too eager. You don't know how you know this, but you can sense it as clearly as if it had whispered. Oh. Sorry, it just... They gave me some impromptu ASMR right there. Let's play. It just... From one ear to the other, that was kind of... Yeah. Right into your ear. Right into your soul. It won't let you wait it out. Not that you could, even if it did. You can't stay here. You have to run. With this thought, A sudden primal instinct awakens within you, making you tear yourself into a hasty burst of movement, of action, but you're still weak from the fierce grip in your mind. Your legs tangle together under you in the haste, and in your haste, and you fall to the ground. Ugh. Hopefully we did not stab ourselves. A sharp plane explodes in the center of your foot. What in the world do we leave on the floor? A Lego piece? Like, what exactly are we talking about here? At first, you think you've broken your ankle. Okay, how? But something warm and wet trickles down the length of your foot, pooling underneath it. You hear the sound of metal scraping on the tiles after skidding across the floor, as if it had been kicked. Bloody foot. No good. Winded from your fall, you look up in a daze and see the object glinting in a strange light coming from the outside. The light pouring in from your now open front door. Thoughts of how, when, who, what in regards to your inexplicably opened door screeches to a halt, as if your brain finally identifies the metallic object you've been staring at. It's your kitchen knife, but still tinted red from your earlier blunder. But that's not right. Wasn't it completely licked clean by the... You gulped dryly at the pain in your foot. You barely have time to wonder how the knife ended up in your living room floor to be stepped on, instead of resting on your cutting board on the kitchen where you'd left it. When you spy something in the darkness just beyond the knife, it spies right back at you. A pair of glowing golden eyes come forward as the cat emerges from the shadows into the light front of your doorway. Into the light from your doorway. You're not the smartest nut in the package. Listen, to be fair, we're already spooked to the point where we just aren't even screaming in pain yet. So, under normal circumstances, I would agree. Right now, fear has killed the mind, as we like to put it. It pads lightly over to the knife as if skipping in delight, and bends down to lap at the blood dripping from the blade. Ah, your senses slowly begin to overwhelm you. The chill of the air as it starts to suffocate you under its weight. The sound of your shaky breaths discordant against the static now piercing your skull. The dryness on your tongue spreading to your throat. The incomprehensible sight of the stray you'd taken in, licking away at your kitchen knife, once again completely clean. Look how cute it is. It is kind of cute with its little tongue, but under these circumstances, I don't think we're gonna continue to think it's cute for much longer, if I'm being quite frank. The scent of blood from the fresh wound on your foot. Blood? Golden eyes slide up to you as if in response to your sudden realization. Blood. You're hurt. Your foot is bleeding. You're bleeding. You're bleeding. The cat barely moves, shoulders twitching as if just considering the act of pouncing forward. But you're already on your feet and out the door. You run or rather limp down the empty street. The sky is black and bleeding red. But there's a strange light emitting from nowhere that casts everything else in white. The houses, the trees, the road, even you. Everything. Except your blood. You can just barely glimpse the bloody imprints your injured foot leaves in your wake with every impact it makes with the ground. It hurts. It hurts. But you can't stop. You don't stop. Not when the shadows grow around you. Not when you feel the gaze of eyes all over you. Now when the road ahead of you is darkened by a long shadow of something behind you, even then, you don't stop running. Because we're such a drama queen. I mean, to be fair, if the world all of a sudden turned to 1940 semi-colored television, I too would be kind of spooked. Everything is black and white and red. Like that's new, that's something new. Even then, you don't stop running because if that's the cat right there ahead of you, then what in the world is behind you? What is behind us? I think ignorance is bliss. Keep running. Huh? Interesting. How very, very interesting. Ending 0. It begins. Ah, epilogue! That makes sense. Makes sense why I couldn't load. Okay. So that was the epilogue. That was, honestly, pretty darn good for an epilogue. Okay. Okay, now we actually get to play the game. Continue. I guess I could ask you what you think so far, but I'm thinking, I mean, not epilogue, prologue. Fuck, I'm not good with words. Prologue is what I meant to say, not epilogue. You know what I mean. You know what I mean, okay? Just pretend I said the right thing and not the wrong thing. You think I use the words epilogue and prologue in my life? No, I don't, okay? No judge me. Don't judge me at all. Dot, dot, dot. You're walking. Right, of course. It's the first time in a while that you felt like going out. And you're actually glad that you did. The weather is absolutely perfect today. That's a good sign, right? Maybe your luck is finally starting to turn around. You tentatively allow yourself to feel excited for the possibilities of where you could go or what you could do. Maybe even who you could meet. You're so deep in thought that you almost miss it. Oh, a distant meow. Huh? What was that? Curiosity guiding your steps, you follow the sound to the entrance of a lonely alleyway. The sunlight only just manages to reach down in between the tall buildings on either side. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward, the loose gravel and scattered debris on the ground softening your steps. Finally, the sound source comes into view in the warm, almost ethereal light of the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box, is a cat. Huh, guess that should have been obvious. Oh my god, it's the little mouth opening. It's an interesting looking cat. The pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its black fur. It just becomes extra cute. I feel like it's just gonna get cuter and cuter every time. It puts its front paws up on the edge of the box and looks up at you. Meow. So... You look so... familiar, right? Meow. Then again, it is a cat. Not many different ways for a standard black cat to look, so after all. Oh, this is one of those games? Maybe? Maybe not? We're not sure yet. And by we, I mean me. I was using the royal we. This one sure is a cutie, though. Just look! It's not glaring at you or hissing at you for getting this close like other stray cats have in the past. It's just sitting there patiently, waiting for you to do something. Now we can save for real and not take the cat home, or take the cat home. So obviously either the cat is, because there was the character who was like, interesting, very interesting, right? So that's either the cat itself or a separate third entity that's watching this whole thing go down. So I feel like if I just don't take the cat home, it's just gonna do something. It's gonna be like, oh, you know something's going on, huh? And then it just like screws us over anyhow. So, let's just take the cat home. Why is it looking sad? Well, why not? Right? It's a happy cat. You barely reach out your arms before the cat eagerly leaps into them and climbs onto your shoulders. It butts its head onto your temple, nuzzling against it. Purr, purr, purr. You can't help but smile at the cat's enthusiasm. Let's get you out of here, yeah? Purr. On the way home, you briefly consider getting cat food. But that would be a waste of time. You shrug at the odd feeling and move on. You live in a modest apartment. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 you living alone in it. So it feels weird having another living being inside it after so long, even if it is just a cat. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you wait for it to walk away and explore the new environment. But it simply sits and looks up at you expectantly. Do we want to be friendly with the cat, you know? Maybe get in its good graces, or just leave it alone and go do something on our own. Let's just do something alone. Maybe it'll just follow us around. Like what? Okay, what do we want to do alone? Take a nap, clean the apartment. You know what? Let's be a little productive. We have a kitty cat now. It's gonna get to sneezes if we don't clean around. You decide that even if it is your day off, that doesn't mean you should be completely unproductive. You know you have a guest. You know you have a guest and all, but you really shouldn't put off your chores. The best to get them done while you're in the mood to do so. So for now, you get dressed, roll up your sleeves, and get to work on cleaning the apartment. At least you try to? You sweep the living room. You wipe the kitchen counter. Okay, you don't make your bed, but who actually does that anyway? So true, so true. Still, you notice that no matter how much you clean up, you keep getting more messes than when you started, or you keep finding more messes than when you started. You peek over at the cat. You suspect that it might be the culprit behind this mystery, but every time you rush to check on it or catch it in the act, purr, purr, you always find it napping in the living room. Purr, purr. You keep cleaning, but the cat, or something, keeps leaving more and more mess in its wake. Too cute, I know, right? We could try and catch the cat in the act. I highly doubt we're actually gonna be able to catch it in the act. It is too good at being sneaky. How are you supposed to finish cleaning up if this little imp is making a menace of itself? No, you know the cat's the culprit. You consider locking it up in the bathroom, at least until you clean the rest of the apartment. But it just doesn't seem fair when you don't actually have any proof. You need to investigate this further. You need proof. Not just for the sake of your sanity, but more importantly for the sake of cleanliness. You start to clean again and peek behind you, catching mere glimpses of a paw here or a tail there. But as with earlier, when you rush back to the living room, the cat is still sleeping. Oh, okay, you wanna play? You wanna play, cat? Then let's play. This time you decide to lay a trap, one your feline friend won't be able to resist. You tackle the kitchen island counter and give it the works. It's glistening by the time you're done. It's so clean, you'd dropkick anyone who even thought of eating off of it. The perfect trap for your little cleaning saboteur. You whistle innocently as you exit the room and hide around the corner of the entryway to the hall. From the angle you're at, you have a perfect view of the cat and the island counter. There's no way you won't catch the culprit in the act now. If it really isn't the cat, maybe you'll give it a treat as an apology for your suspicions? But as you deliberate if you should stop by the grocery store to get some fish, the cat starts to shift? Its back that was raising and falling evenly moments ago, is now rippling in small tremors like an agitated wave on a black sea. It's shuddering. It's bubbling. It's bulging. It's bulging? Oh my god, he just fucking... mitosis? Bro just made one of itself. This cat is in fact just a very large single-celled organism. This is the weirdest shedding you've ever seen. I agree. Just what the hell? You gape in disbelief as another cat burst out of the still sleeping feline you've taken home with you. You're fairly certain that's not how cats give birth. But more importantly, you watch cat number 2 shake itself off before leaping up onto the counter, rolling around on top of it and leaving fur and grime in its wake. Probably should have given it a bath earlier. You feel like your mind is lagging behind the reality of the discovery you've just made. But you don't seem capable of thinking beyond smaller observations. For example, though the hows and whys of what you're witnessing elude you, the more pertinent question that strikes you is that if the original cat is still sleeping, and the clone cat is busy making yet another mess, then where are all the other clones? Oh, I didn't even think of that. I mean, maybe they just go back into it, like, they just return to sender type. This is a very good question. Maybe we are not the dumbest nut in the package. Perhaps we are a little bit smarter than we gave ourselves credit for. Oh my god, Jesus, okay. Heavens above. I was not expecting a jump scare. Suddenly, the two cats look directly at you in perfect unison. More kitties? No, I believe these are just the original and the one we've seen come out of the cat. Cat and cat 2. and then us. Their eyes pin you to the spot with their intensity. But you realize with the familiar sinking feeling of being watched from behind that they're not the only ones looking at you. Still two in the price of one, yeah. You slowly turn around. Ah, packed in the hall behind you, from the floor to the ceiling, is a living, breathing, writhing wall of cats. Of clones. All piled on top of each other. The glowing golden eyes of every cat in the undulating wall of pure black fur. Every single eye is trained on you. Out of fear and a sheer desperate need to distance yourself from this blight on reality and order, you take a single step back. And in response, the wall just breaks. The cats all stampeding over you. It'd be kind of cute if their soft paws weren't hiding claws as sharp as knives. You try to protect yourself, but there's just too many of them. Blood leaks steadily from your scratches. You feel dizzy. With what little strength you have, you turn your head and watch as the cats tear through carpet and upholstery, knock over vases and dishes and lamps, claw at the walls. It's going to take forever to clean this up, you think. Maybe you'll tackle it all again later, right after you take a short nap. With an annoyed sigh, you breathe your last breath. Ending 2. Double trouble. Not double trouble. Okay, I see. I feel like we're gonna be able to get a lot of these endings pretty quick then, if that's how often they occur. But I do wonder if it changes how things start, or if we start as the same, like, oh, it's a nice day, you're walking, right, of course. It's the first time that you've felt like going out, and you're actually glad you did. The weather is absolutely perfect today. That's a good sign, right? Maybe your luck is finally starting to turn around. You tentatively allow yourself to feel excited for the possibilities of where you could go, or what you could do, or maybe who you could meet. You're so deep in thought that you almost miss it. What was that? Curiosity guiding your steps, you follow the sound to the entrance of a lonely alleyway. The sunlight only just manages to reach down in between the tall buildings on either side. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward, the loose gravel and scattered debris on the ground softening your steps. Finally, the sound source comes into view in the warm, almost ethereal light of the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box, is a cat. Guess that should have been obvious? It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its black fur. It puts its front paws on the edge of the box and looks up at you. Oh my god, a cat! So... You look so... familiar, right? Then again, it is a cat. Not many different ways from a standard black cat to look, after all. This one sure is a cutie, though. Just look, it's not glaring at you or hissing at you for getting this close like other strays have been in the past. It's just sitting there patiently, waiting for you to do something. Let's not take it home. Sadly, as cute as the cat is, you'd never take this thing home with you. You just can't take it home with you. You're a responsible adult. The little meow. You are. With rents and bills to pay for, with not to mention you need to buy food to survive too. There's no way you could care for a cat long term, right? You can barely afford this little outing on your day off. What to do? Oh, we got a selection of choices here too. Let's see. Let's just leave. You don't think it's a good idea to get the cat's hopes up of having someone look after it if you're not willing to commit. What if it gets attached and somehow tracks you down back to your home? You'd never get... sorry. See you around, I guess? You'd never get away from it? Yeah, that's what that little bit of text says. You'd never get away from it. Sorry, see you around, I guess. You stand up, the cat watching your every move. You make it halfway out of the alley when the cat meows almost pitifully at you. Meow. 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 Ignore. Nope. You need to nip this in the bud and get on with your day. It's what's best for the both of you. You leave the alley and continue on your way. Wait, what was I doing? In all this excitement of dealing with your furry dilemma, you'd forgotten that you still hadn't decided on what you were going to do on your day off. Not the sad eyes, I know. It's so heartbreaking. It's so heartbreaking. I think I'll, more choices. Go to the dog park. You decide to take a stroll in a park or something. The only one within walking distance is the nearby dog park. You think it'll make you feel better. First you get to see a cute cat today, and now you'll get to see a cute dog. Several of them, in fact. The park is bustling with owners and their canine companions. Playing frisbee, fetch, running, jumping, and even napping. Such cuties, whatever. Like you'd want anything to do with these mangy mutts. Oh, what's wrong? You didn't think that. You decide to move on. The dogs are The dogs are also adorable. You want to pet every single one that you come across. But you know not all owners are cool with strangers just walking up and manhandling their pets. Not all dogs appreciate it either. So you stroll around the path, trying to exude a welcoming aura that will beckon one of these cute doggies to you. You don't have to wait very long. Bark! You stop as the smallest, cutest puppy you've ever seen scampers up to you, blocking your path. Whoa, okay. Why is one of the options to kill the dog, kick the dog, leave the park, pick the puppy up, or pick it up? Let's go with like the not crazy option, you know? I feel like if we pick it up, we'll do something evil. I don't know. So why are we like going kind of crazy? What happens if we pick it up? You pick up the puppy and hold it. Hold on. Okay, there we go. There's a quick time event. You just barely managed to rein in the reflex to throw the puppy as far away from you as possible. With shaking hands, you quickly place the puppy on the grass and take several jerky steps back. The owner seems confused by your reaction to their puppy, but you just wave at them in a daze before hastily stumbling away. You're not feeling so great about being at the park at the moment. Maybe you should just leave? Hmm. 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 Something evil says gonna happen if we stay at the park, so leave the park. I don't like those eyes. Good. Bastard, okay. I think I'll, what if we just go back? Just go back to the park. Okay, let's go watch a movie, why not? It's been a while since a film came out that looked interesting enough for you to drag yourself to a movie theater. But there's a showing of one such film at the old theater. The movie was a little too niche to be picked up by the new cinema that opened right across the street. That's okay though, you're not exactly a fan of the crowds. And nothing ruins the experience of watching a new movie for you more than a nosy audience. Noisy audience. Sure, let's go to the old theater, why not? You eagerly buy your ticket from the kind old man in the booth and head inside. It's barren of any trace of other people, and the decor looks like it hasn't changed since the 80s. Maybe even the 70s, but it's what you were counting on. You consider buying some popcorn, but can't help but be concerned that everything at the concession stand might be expired. You move on and walk through the halls, finally locating the theater designated on your ticket stub. As expected, the theater your movie will be playing in is completely empty. Perfect. You pick a spot right in the middle, even counting the seats and taking into consideration the gap of the staircase. As you settle in, the dim lights fade away, leaving the room pitch black for a few seconds. Before the screen flickers on. No commercials or trailers pop up. Just the movie just begins. Damn. I guess this old man is straight up just not getting paid much for this movie theater. He's just owning it for the love of owning a movie theater. Pleased, you shrug and let yourself get immersed in the opening scene. But just as you're getting into the premise, the doors open behind you, momentarily casting light into the room and ruining the atmosphere. You hold in a frustrated sigh. It's a public establishment after all. The place can't exactly afford to stay open if you're the only customer. You try to refocus on the movie, but you sense the new presence slowly shifting around the theater before heading in your general direction. Interesting. What? You gape in utter disbelief as the stranger shuffles down the aisle, only to sit right in front of you. That's actually heinous. This man is just evil. Whoever this human being is. Completely and utterly... Like, this is the equivalent of the shopping cart test, you know? Or the using of urinals. When there's every other urinal empty and a person just decides to use the one next to you. Like, actually heinous. Actually mental. There's no one else here and plenty of places to sit. The stranger is also unusually tall. A great Norwegian. Even with the stadium-like arrangement of the seats being on a somewhat steep incline, they're completely blocking your view. I guess we could just move to another spot or leave the theater. You don't want to risk escalating the situation further. This whole thing is already making you uneasy. Why would they choose to sit right in front of you? Surely they know you wouldn't be able to see past them. Shaking your head with a passive-aggressive scoff in the stranger's direction, you reluctantly pick another, less perfect seat in the theater. But as you settle down, you see the strange person get up, only to once again sit down in the seat directly in front of you. Okay, so this person's just a hater. They are out here to make our day not too swell. You look around somewhat helplessly as if waiting for someone to silently agree with you about how odd all of this is. Or to at least inform you that it's all an elaborate prank. But there's no one else here with you. That's how you've always liked it, but you can't help but think that maybe it would be nice to have someone else here if it meant not being alone with this weird jerk. Move to another spot. You move again. And again, they sit right in front of you. You bristled, annoyed, and a little humiliated. Are they just getting a kick out of this or something? You've wasted enough time with this jerk that you don't even know what's going on in the movie anymore. Confront the stranger? You hate confrontation. Same. You can already feel your palm starting to sweat at the idea of it. Your throat's closing up and your body starting to shake. You've always been more of a fighter than a fighter. But you paid for this ticket. You've wanted to watch this movie for ages, and now this total stranger has ruined the entire experience for you. You're all alone in this theater. There's no one who will help you if something goes wrong. But you're angry enough that you ignore the signs of your body begging you to put as much distance as you can between yourself and the stranger. You stand up. Even standing and higher up on the incline, the stranger is still at least a head taller than you. Oh, this is gonna go wrong, isn't it? The movie continues to play in the background, but you feel as if a hush immediately falls heavily over the theater as you're at your movement, as if you can sense the stranger anticipating what you plan to do next. We could kick a puppy, maybe we can kick a stranger. Maybe. You square your shoulders and force a little bass into your voice. Hey! The effort makes your words come out more harsh than you intended, like a sudden and vicious bark. But you figure they deserve it anyway. You're being a jerk, you know? You know that? Just what are you playing at, huh? Are you trying to piss me off? The silence that follows your words is deafening. So much so that you glance at the screen only to find that the movie has paused. Your attention is ripped back to the stranger in front of you as they shift slightly. Like a small animal trying desperately to anticipate the moves of a predator. You don't move an inch. You don't look away. You don't dare to blink. Instead, your eyes widen as the person's head turns, then turns some more. Then turns more, beyond what should be possible, neck bones cracking, to face you directly. You can't move. Wide, glowing eyes resting above a wider, grinning mouth gaze down at you. The stranger opens their mouth and what comes out is something impossible to comprehend. Oh no, it's a fucking cat boy. Not the ethereal, ominous cat boy. That's the last thing I needed. The voice is endlessly deep and creaks like a weighty door, foreboding and oddly melodic. Alluring. But it also snaps you out of your terrified trance, and before you know it, you're already out the door. You run through the halls of the empty theater, heading for the exit. You feel something watching you from behind, but you're too afraid to look. The exit now in sight, you sprint forward and burst through the doors. You look around frantically and spot the crowded cinema across the street. People. That's what you need. Safety in numbers and all that. Without thinking, you rush into the street when a sinking sensation crawls down your spine, compelling you to look behind you. Don't look behind you. Don't look behind you. Don't look behind you. Don't look behind you. That seems to be generally a good idea. But I'm stupid, so let's do that. I like how, because it's red, it goes away. Look behind you. Despite your resistance, you feel your head turning to look back of its own accord. While in the middle of the street, you catch a glimpse of a grotesque-looking person standing behind the glass doors of the old theater, watching you intensely, cradling something in their arms, something familiar. Oh, someone adopted the cat. Yeah, and look how they turned out. But gosh. And we've been isekai'd. Congratulations. A glimpse is all you get, as a truck speeds forward and crashes into your body. Well, isn't that just lovely? You're killed on impact, your body splattered across the road and crushed further under the heavy tires. Ending 16, poor screening arrangement. Well, that was something. Okay, here we can see how many endings we get. It's so stupid, it's funny. A little bit. Let's load back to then so that we can just go to the new cinema. Refusing to even risk a peep over your shoulder, you rush across the street to the new cinema theater. You didn't realize that it felt like you've been surrounded by some kind of dreadful pressure. Until it very suddenly vanishes, leaving you feeling more than a little shaken. But at least breathing becomes easier. You think it's within your best interest to repress everything that just happened. Yeah. Deciding to wait for the movie you've been anticipating to be available on DVD or streaming, you join the long line outside the new cinema. By the time you've reached the ticket booth, you just want to get inside. So you pick a movie at random and take your ticket from the tired-looking teenager manning the booth. The decor is chic and sleek, and the inside is bustling with people. It's not what you're usually into, but it's kind of nice not being alone. Even if you feel a little lonely watching families and groups of friends laughing among themselves, you get some popcorn, but the lines at the concession stands are long and prices are criminal anyway. You go through the halls and follow the signs to the theater that's designated on your ticket before heading inside. You sigh at the sight of the absolutely crowded theater. First of all, what kind of movie is out here that the movie theaters are crowded? Because that's almost surprisingly not a thing nowadays. You head towards a seat only to be told by the person next to it that it's being saved for someone. It happens a few more times before you finally manage to get yourself seated into a seat annoyingly off-center to the screen. But the screen is at least visible, if not a little too close, so you grit your teeth and bear it. The lights fade out, but the shatter doesn't. The rest of the audience seems content to talk through the commercials and even through the trailers. You figure the shatter will stop when the movie actually begins, but it doesn't get even slightly quieter as the opening scene starts to play out. This person clearly has never been to a movie theater. Just kidding. You sigh out loud, not thinking anyone would hear you anyway. This is why you avoid movie theaters like the plague. El gato. Suddenly, the screen changes, showing the face of a black cat. A familiar black cat. Confused murmurs fill the room, but then the cat on the screen meows. Nya, nya, nya. You can kind of hear the fucked up meowing. It's a little funny to me, I don't know why. Because it's just like very high pitched. The sound is strange and not at all like any cat should sound. Haunting, almost melodic, and layered as if made of multiple voices of different creatures. Creatures that would probably never say... You sit in confusion, wondering why you haven't already gotten up and left to complain to the cinema staff. But then you hear it. It's scattered and dissonant at first, but among the crowd, people start to chant along with the cat on the screen. Oh no. There. Okay, for one moment I thought, okay, we're not gonna be alone in this craziness, right? But no. Everybody else is just weak-willed, I suppose, and we're just too strong to be coerced to meow along. All of them are cat boys. No! Soon, the entire room is chanting in perfect unison, everyone staring intently at the cat on the screen. You're feeling strangely drawn to the screen yourself, but the compulsion to stare blankly like the others isn't that strong. For now. Also, you start to notice out of the corner of your eye that some of the people in your immediate vicinity are looking at you. No. They're outright staring holes into you, even as they continue chanting. They don't miss a beat as they slowly begin to frown at you in blatant disapproval. Their scowls deepen as time goes on, as if they're getting impatient. Uh-oh. We're gonna be beaten to death. Try to leave the theater. This is too weird. I need to get out of here. Gathering your courage, or perhaps putting your fear to use, you stand up, fully intending to leave the theater. When everything comes to an abrupt stop, all of the shattering stops, even the cats chanting on the screen. You tense and risk a glance around the theater. They're all staring at you. Man, we must look incredible getting attention like that. I don't know if scowling looks is the type of attention you want to get. This doesn't seem like that kind of attention. Big catboy hours? Not the good kind, and certainly not, without consequence. But hail to thee, Fig. How are you doing? Hi, Alaro. Hi, Fig. We're playing a rather interesting little game about a cat. There is no bad kind of cat boy. Oh man. I feel like you'll regret those words eventually. They're all staring at you. Every single one of them. And they're not moving. They're not even blinking. You swallow. Throat suddenly dry, even though a nervous sweat completely soaks through your clothes. You highly doubt that sitting back down will fix the situation. Your legs are shaking under the audience's unnaturally intense scrutiny. But you force yourself to step forward and forward and forward until you finally reach the end of the aisle. You feel their collective gaze even worse on the staircase. All their heads have turned uncomfortably to the left to look at directly at you. The screen illuminates their faces, making clear their blank scowls. They seem even more upset than they have been a few minutes ago. I did a little. Damn, what was that? They seem even more upset than they had been minutes ago. Identical frown lines digging between their brows. You keep going, the heavy atmosphere becoming more and more oppressive with each and every step. You're so tense with anticipation that you fully expect someone to grab at you from behind. Maybe that one cat boy that Raw Dog's comics draws its evil? What? That entire sentence made no sense. Maybe that one cat boy that Raw Dog comics draws is evil. I don't understand. But no one does. You don't hear any of them even get up. You exit the theater, holding your breath as the doors close behind you. You briskly walk through the halls, putting as much distance as possible between you and that theater full of people. Finally reaching the lobby, you just barely manage to catch yourself from falling to the floor as you gulp in huge gasps of air. You expect to feel relief as your breathing calms, but you feel a lingering sense of dread that only spikes once you finally notice it, as well as its source. You look up, and your stomach sinks. Uh-oh. All of the people in the lobby area of the movie theater, everyone in line at the concession stand, all of them are staring at you. And they look even angrier than the people in the theater. You don't hesitate this time. You duck your head, avoiding eye contact, and leave the cinema. You ignore the glares of everyone in the ticket booths and the lines leading to them. Quick, make a cool pose! I don't think that's gonna help us. You make your way home. Whenever you dare to look up at someone on the way, you flinch at the blatant anger, fury, and disgust in their face. You think you start to hear the faint sound of a cat's meowing behind you. Or maybe a kitten's? It doesn't matter. You just want to get home. You reach your front door and fumble with the keys, cowering from the look of pure hatred on your neighbor's face as he stares at you from his door. Man, these people really didn't like that we did not involve ourselves in the chant. Finally, you get inside your apartment, lock all the locks on the door, and slide down with your back against it till you're sitting on the floor. You allow yourself a moment to breathe. Now home, your heartbeat calms and your fear slowly bleeds from you, leaving you feeling strangely empty. You pass the kitchen, head to your room and slip under the covers of your bed, trying to fall asleep. Maybe it's just all a bad dream. As you fall into a fitful sleep, sure to be full of nightmares of glaring eyes, you try to ignore the ever-increasing sounds of cats meowing and yowling in the distance outside your apartment. Ending 17, Black Sheep. Now what happens if we try to just blend in? Try to blend into the crowd. Thinking fast, you look to the screen and begin to chant in tandem with the crowd. I was gonna say that at least in ending 17, we're alive. You know, we're living. Cute kitty cats. Those cute kitty cats are causing us to be, struggling in existence. Thinking fast, you look at the screen and begin to chant in tandem with the crowd. Nya, nya, nya. Nya, nya, nya. You feel the harshness of their collective gaze start to ebb away, the air in the theater becoming lighter once again. You release air shakily, just realizing that you'd been holding your breath earlier. You feel stuck. Surely you can't just up and leave now. Not after whatever all that was. The people around you all seem fine now, but there's no telling if they'd get aggressive at you for even moving too much. Never mind outright getting up and leaving. You decide to let this run its course. Hopefully someone will come along, right? Or at least turn the film off? You continue to chant along with everyone. Nya, nya, nya. Never thought you'd honestly hear Yali start nyawing honestly. Listen, it is a part of the story. It is just how it is, you know? I have to, for the sake of reading out the story. You start to feel lightheaded. You feel as if you could fall asleep, but your eyes don't feel heavy in the slightest. What the hell is that? Okay. Yali nyawing for the story. Yeah, I do. It is just the appropriate thing to do. You try to look around and gauge the other's emotional state. But you can't seem to look away from the screen. You try again, but you're still locked into eye contact with the cat on screen. The cat on the screen is nyawing again. Oh boy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You attempt to physically force your line of vision away. You steel your nerves, ready to throw yourself to the ground if you need to. But your body only gets as far as tensing up for a moment before completely loosening itself again, making you lay back limply into your seat. You think you should be panicking right about now, but even your brain feels limp. Your thoughts a vaguely muted pastel pink. Airy, sickeningly sweet and loosely spun, like cotton candy. You like cotton candy. You think you shouldn't mind your thoughts and body being like cotton candy either. So, why get up and ruin that? It's nice here. You're more at peace than you've ever felt before in such a crowded room. Still chanting, you've never felt so aligned and in tune with another person, let alone with an entire room full of complete strangers. You're not alone. Out of the corner of your eye, the person next to you starts to sink back even further into their chair. Then they sink more. Then more. Not like they're slouching or reclining, but more like they're... Oh. Well, that was a little unexpected. Deflating. Their skin bunches up and wrinkles like fabric as if their muscles, their bones, have started to disintegrate. Their eyes dim before sinking into their sockets. Their mouth, still attempting to chant, falls open with over a cut-off nya, gaping as the world ends in an awful hiss. a final weak release of air. You muse thoughtfully about whether or not you should be distressed at the sight. But even then, the blanket of peace doesn't leave you. Suddenly, from the pile of skin and clothes next to you, you see a lump moving around. You watch in dazed fascination as the lump makes its way to the part of the skin where the head used to be. And out of the mouth crawls a tiny black kitten. Why does it still look cute even as it's crawling out of somebody? That's that's a strange thing. Nya, nya, nya. And everybody else is deflating. You can hear the familiar hissing sound all around you now as the unified chants start to fade, only to be replaced with the faint mewling of kittens. Finally, your voice is the only one still chanting, still human, and alone. Again. You don't want that. You can't go back to that. Not again. Not again. Please. Just then, you go completely limp. Your body feels light, but it might as well weigh several tons, because you realize quite suddenly that you can't move. Not an inch. You can't shift your eyes to look around. You can't even breathe. But somehow, the chant continues to creak weakly from your mouth. Nya, nya, nya. A few kittens come forward and perch themselves on the chairs around you, watching your sinking body, mewling as they wait for their youngest sibling to emerge. From you, dozens of glowing eyes peer down at you. And as your eyes start to cave into the sockets of your softening skull, you manage to make out the silhouette of a familiar cat perching on the seat right in front of you. Your vision suddenly fades, and as the same hiss of air expels itself from your mouth, the last thing you sense is something small and alive shifting eagerly inside your skin. Ending 18. Happy birthday! It's funny that that's like 18. Like 18th birthday. I don't know. I don't know if that was a coincidence or they just like, thought about that. Happy birthday, right? Just happy birthday. Interesting ending, that one. We were like a metaphorical egg. I guess we can go back to the other one since we can just replay, go through the 1,000,001 endings. Okay, there isn't that many endings. There's like 30-something. What happens if we stay? I did want to figure out, like, what happens if we decide to stay at the dog park. Okay, pick up the puppy. And then hold it. Okay, we can skip through this a little bit. Stay at the park. You stay at the park! In big, bold letters. You try to calm down by watching all the dogs from afar as you walk along the path. But every so often, one will run up to you. And when they do, they look wrong. Their owners don't seem to notice. You find a bench to sit down for a quick break, closing your eyes. Maybe this wasn't the best idea after all. Maybe... Just, why is he looking at me like that? You should have stayed with me instead. Okay, you little jelly bean. Oh, we did something to one of them. You're broken out of your thoughts when something lands gently on your lap. You look down and see a frisbee on your thighs. Hey, sorry about that. Can you throw that back? You look up to see an owner waving at you in the distance. But more importantly, why the cat so jealous? 'Cause it's a cat. Bark, bark, bark! Question mark? Uh-oh. A series of excited barks jerks your gaze forward and you see a large dog, sprinting towards you. We're gonna do something bad to this dog, aren't we? A series of excited barks jerks your gaze from forward, and you see the large dog sprinting towards you. Hey, hurry and throw it back! Oh, throw. You throw the frisbee and the dog runs in the opposite direction. They're hitting us with them quick time events, and I'm getting worried. I'm getting worried. Jumping and catching it right out of the air. Impressive! The dog and the owner walk up to you. Thanks for that. You can pet him if you want. The dog looks up at you, eager for its reward of pets and pats for catching the frisbee. Should I? Just, pet the dog. Why does this feel like I'm gonna do something that is not very nice to the dog? Really? Are you sure? I'm warning you. Do not touch that mutt, or you will regret it. Well, guys, if there's very, very bad things that happen to the little hound, I'm sorry. Why would you do something not nice to the dog? I'm not saying that I'm willingly doing something not nice to the dog. I'm saying that the cat is gonna make us do something not nice to the dog. If there's a dog, we need to pet it. Man's best friend. I'm sorry, doggy, if the cat makes me do something that you just gotta pet it. There was a bunch of warnings at the beginning. Just a heads up. Pet the dog. You reach out your hand. And you pet the dog. The dog seems pleased. You don't feel well. Suddenly, the sky begins to darken rapidly. You look up along with all the pet owners to see the sun has been eclipsed by the moon in the blink of an eye. You vaguely remember that you should never look directly at an eclipse, but for some reason, you don't look away. Ah, werewolf time, I guess. A loud, piercing yowl fills the air, shaking the ground beneath you. You instinctively move to lift your hands in order to shield your ears, but the hand that had been cautiously pressed upon the dog's head comes away with some resistance. Resistance like sticky slime almost cementing your hand onto the dog's head. The slime stretches with your movement. Uh-oh, and the dog's head stretches with it too, as the canine begins to just melt. It melts and melts until it becomes a pile of goo at your feet. You dazedly look around for the dog's owner, only to find an empty pile of familiar clothes where they once stood. You see similar piles of clothes next to piles of goo scattered all across the park's open field. This cat pretty insecure for an eldritch horror? It is an eldritch horror cat. I think you forget that. Cats in general are very jelly creatures. They cannot handle attention being given to something for like a few seconds, let alone an entire day, you know? Let me check on something. There we go. Okay, now that that's done and away with, back to the thing. The cat needs some therapy for sure, for sure. All the dogs, all their owners. The melted goo of the dog in front of you then starts to move with a shudder. Ugh. Oh no, they're all gonna like transform into oh no. They're all gonna like they're all gonna morph together and be something weird. It slithers across the grass towards the field in the center of the park. All the other piles of goo follow after it. They mix and meld together into a single entity that shifts and undulates and bulges and grows. You watch in dazed horror as it then fills out the shapes and shapes itself. Oh, it's into a behemoth of a dog. It's just a big doggy. It's a big friend. Snarling and frothing at the mouth, red eyes frantic and searching. Before the glowing orbs land directly on you. Ah, look, where's the frisbee? You know, just get the frisbee, toss it around. The rumbling growl it emits is so slow and deep, you can feel the sound of it crashing into you. Leave the park? I guess that's our only option, huh? I don't know if El Gatito is gonna let us do that. No. You had your chance. Better start running. Well, nothing like a good old jog. You try to run. But you're not fast enough. The behemoth barely takes a few leaps before it's already towering over you. Youch. I'm surprised it's scratching and not biting. It tears you apart until there's nothing left. Ending 21. Dog person. Well, still better than a plain truck in our face? I suppose so. It certainly is a more interesting death. Alright. Well, that curiosity is satisfied. We can head back here and go to the carnival just to see what happens at the carnival. You spend the day at the carnival. Ferris wheel, roller coaster, a pharaoh boat. Ferris wheel, roller coaster, pharaoh boat, rides you've been on before. Hoops, coin toss, balloon darts, games you've played before. Funnel cake, popcorn, cotton candy, foods you've eaten before. All things you've enjoyed before. You're surrounded by groups of people all having fun together. Laughing, playing, eating, taking pictures, making memories. And then there's you. The sun hasn't started to set yet, still high in the sky, but it will soon. You start to wonder if maybe you should just go home for the day. When you stop in your tracks, you see something new. An attraction you've never seen before. A maze of funhouse mirrors? Not the mirrors, man. It sounds kind of lame, honestly. There isn't even a line to get in. But then, what else is there to do? We can do something else, or just go in. You know what, let's go in. There's literally nothing else for us. You enter the maze. A few rooms in, and you notice that the mirrors aren't all wired, or weird, sorry. Weird? Yeah, weird. Some just show you looking back at yourself. A little bored, a lot tired, and so very, very... maybe this was a mistake. Why did you think going into a maze of mirrors was a good idea, even though it was something new to experience? I can't do this today. You turn around to head back the way you came, only to bump into a mirror. Ow! What the... Where's the exit? You try again, only to find another mirror blocking your way. By the time you're all turned around, you've realized that the way you came in is completely gone. Uh-oh. Man, they're almost as bad as me at directions. Okay, don't panic. I just have to keep going forward, right? You step through the only opening you can find and nearly trip over something on the ground. You bend down and pick it up. I don't know what you expected, big dog. Right? It's a maze full of mirrors. It's pretty straightforward what's going to happen. What's this doing here? In your hand rests a worn-looking flashlight. Curiously, you flick it on. Huh. The light doesn't look very... Crap, the lights! Did the power go out, or did the attraction operator forget you were in here? How long have you been in here, actually? You pull out your phone to check the time or maybe call the police. Your phone is dead. You grip the flashlight in your hand. The light it emitted earlier was dim enough for you to know there's probably not much juice left. Best to reserve it for a worst case scenario and feel your way out. Yeah, you can do this. You take a calming breath. Well, forward we go. We are courageous, brave, and other words. Hello, daring adventurer. Who said that? Welcome to the mirror maze. Would you like to know how to navigate the maze? Sure. You know what? We're gonna need the help. Why not? Yes, I need help. Once again, welcome to the mirror maze. You're in a bit of a jam, but don't worry. You're in good hands, or rather, good paws. See these little cuties there? They'll be doing their best to guide you through the maze. Aren't they generous? When you enter a room, the emergency light will flash, letting you see the paths before you for a second, and also what lies beyond them. Whenever you see these kind kitties, just go where they are and you'll reach the next room. Unfortunately, they're not the only things in here. It is highly suggested that you refrain from following any of our other guests, and they can be sneaky or distracting, but they are always hostile. So please take caution when advancing to the next room. Of course, this wouldn't be much of a mirror maze without mirrors. Can they hurt you? No, they're just mirrors, silly. They don't do anything at all. And you can't do anything to them either. They're just an obstacle you can't pass through. Go left, go center, or go right. The choice is yours. Though, if you find a room with no helpful kitties in sight, and all the paths lead to a mirror or something else, it's recommended that you stay put. And just maybe it will work itself out. Now for your navigation tools. That flashlight you found doesn't have much juice left. It'll only let you get a quick extra peek at your surroundings about 5 times. Sorry, so try not to use it all up at once. Oh great, this is just a straight up minigame, okay. You can keep track of your progress through the rooms up to the left, and your lives up to the right. You've got 3 lives, so be careful to avoid the less friendly guests lurking around. Why only 3 lives, you ask? Because you're soft and squishy. It wouldn't take much to damage you beyond repair. Ah well, at least they were kind enough to actually give us instructions. I'm glad for that. We are going to definitely succeed. Definitely. And besides, you're human. And humans usually only have 1 life, yes? And yet here, you get 3. Don't think, you ought to show a little... Don't you think you ought to show a little more gratitude? What a nice carnival host, right? He's a nice fellow, a nice cat. And that's the end of your tutorial. Hopefully it'll be useful. Are you ready to play? What would you like to know? Let me see. Reset settings. This game is too easy. This game is too hard. I think I'm ready. I think I can do this, you know? Okay. 3, 2, 1. Go. Right? Okay, next room. Right. Next room. Left. Stay. This feels off. Just wait. You think something changed. Oh, wow. Next room. Stay. Center. Right. Right. I don't know if there's like, if this is timed in any way, shape, or form, but that's why I'm going quick. Left. I wonder if there's like an ending if you fail. Probably. I think something just changed. Okay, let's see if we've made it. You see it! The exit! You run forward, but as you do, and the scenery shifts. Just slightly at first. But you're running too fast to stop yourself from colliding into the glass. Except, you don't quite go into the glass. You don't exactly collide with it either. You simply pass through it. On the other side, you see an endless white void and... Uh-oh. Yourself? Dozens of you. Hundreds of you wandering around. Aimless, faceless, and empty. So empty and listless, they don't even acknowledge your presence. You try to turn back, but the glass doesn't give. Past the glass, a familiar black cat walks up and looks at you. This is kind of funny looking. Kitty's just looking up at you, curiously, or maybe not even curiously. It's just looking at you. Like a weirdo. You think it meows at you, but you can't make out the sound. How cute, right? Pat, pat, pat. It tilts its head, then walks away. The glass goes dark. Then you watch helplessly as it disappears completely. You're trapped, with only yourself as company. Ending 19. You beat the maze! Smiley face. A goofy ass ending, okay. $16, $17, $18, $19. What would 20 be? Maybe go find something different to do? Do something else. There's got to be a better way to spend your day off than wandering around staring at weird mirrors. Now what? Okay, no, that just goes back there. Was there another path I could have taken while at the movie theater? No, I feel like if I just left the movie theater... What did path 20 be? Let me try something. Enter the maze, skip. Okay. What if we say no? I don't even know you. Okay, okay. No need to get so snippy. Let's begin then. 3, 2, 1. Okay, never mind. I just... Go back. I need help. What if we ask to make it harder? Or if we just ask to let us go. Can you let me go? You request a forfeit. Your request to forfeit is denied. Let me out of here. Screaming is not allowed in the mazes. This game is way too easy. Is that so? There. All done. Wait, what did you do? You'll see. Uh-oh. I'll do a little quick save. I'm ready to play. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Left. Left. Center. Right. I don't know if this will change the ending at all. Probably not. Oh, stay. Ow, okay. Left. Center. I'm locked in. Hey, I did it. Okay, yeah, it doesn't doesn't change anything here. Maybe we just gotta die. You simply pass through it, blah blah blah. Yourself, dozens of you wandering around, aimless, faceless, and empty. Try to turn back. And it disappears. You're trapped with only yourself as company. Quick save low, yes. I'm just gonna wait until I... Well, actually, did I already ask to make it hard? Let's see. Yes? Okay. Now we're just gonna wait to die. Because surely that gives us an ending. We do have 3 lives. Maybe we just gotta... make it quick. There we go. 3 lives expended. Let's see what happens now. Suddenly, the lights turn on. Your eyes burn from the sudden brightness. As your vision adjusts, you see that you're completely surrounded by mirrors. Your reflections all grotesque in unique ways. Look nothing like you. Smiley motherfucker, look at him. But they do look hungry. Uh-oh. You back up. You don't know where to go. Was there even a way out to begin with? You bump back into a mirror. Uh-oh. You feel a hand firmly grip your shoulder. Chomp. Ah! There's a sharp pain in your other shoulder. You rip away, looking back to see something leaning out of the mirror. Its face has no features, save for a large gaping mouth, stained in your blood. Looking around in a panic, you think that the mirrors feel closer than before. The path you'd come in from is long gone. You're surrounded, and every time you blink, you could swear the mirrors were getting closer, and closer, and closer. Your horrifying reflections looking hungrier, and hungrier, and hungry. Damn, you just freaking straight up ate me. You failed the maze. It's frowny face. There we go. We got ending 20. Nice. Now we just gotta go through what I assume, because I assume that's all the paths for when you decide not to take the cat with you. So now we just gotta take the cat with us. Load. There are other options here. Feeding the cat, playing with the cat, question mark the cat. Let's feed the cat. The cat must be hungry, right? But you can't imagine that it's had much to eat if it's so attached to this box it's in. Though, it doesn't exactly seem malnourished either. Surely it must have left the box to search for food then. For some reason, something in the back of your mind tells you that that's not the case, and not to think on it any further. Well, either way, you can't exactly enjoy your day out knowing you left behind a hungry cat, especially when you could have done something to help. So, what do you do about the hungry kitty? I guess check pockets? You dig into your pockets. You find a small piece of string in your left pocket. Not very helpful. The string is far too short. An eager and excited cat leaping for it could easily lead you to getting bitten and scratched. In your right pocket, I know, right? Just so adorable. What a sweet-looking kitty, exactly. So cute, so sweet, such a little patootie. Little cutie patootie. In your right pocket, a bar of chocolate. You find a chocolate bar. Is it? Nope, it's not even expired. Quite a to find indeed. You're about to offer it to the cat, when suddenly you're hit with guilt as you remembered something gut-curdling. Chocolate is toxic to cats. Oh my gosh, You resist the urge to vomit at your near mistake. You feel so guilty, you throw the chocolate bar away into a nearby trash bin. An almost cat killer doesn't deserve chocolate. You go back to the cat, barely able to stand its innocently oblivious expression. Meow. It doesn't even know that you almost... I'm sorry, I don't even know what to say. You're a horrible person. You know what? Stay here. I'll be right back. I'm guessing Mr. Eldritch Cat is just mind manipulating us. You leave the alley and return with a whole fish you bought at a nearby grocery store. It was a bit pricey, but it was the least you could do. The cat eagerly accepts your offering, munching happily at the fish after you've placed it on the box. Meow meow meow. You want to smile at the sight, but you just feel so awful. Sorry again. The cat seemingly pays you no mind as you slip back out of the alley. Ow, let me just... My butt hurts. Been sitting on this chair for a bit too long. Not feeling like you deserve a peaceful day out, you decide to head back home. Uh-oh. Question mark? On the way home, you notice more cats than usual, watching you from their hiding spots. But you try not to think about it. You can't help but wonder if they know what you've nearly done. But it's not like you meant to hurt anyone. Right? You finally reach your apartment building. You're about to unlock the door when... That's a lot of meows. You look behind you, only to see dozens of cats standing there, looking at you. Did they see you feeding the cat in the alley and thought that you had more food for all of them? I'm sorry, I don't have any more food for you. None of them move an inch. You're starting to feel a little unnerved when finally a single cat pushes its way to the front end. Ah, they returned the chocolate bar. How kind of them. Oh, it's you. Oh. It's, held carefully between its teeth is the chocolate bar you'd thrown away earlier. It places the chocolate bar down in front of it before looking back up at you. All the cats look up at you. You can feel their judgment. You feel your sins weighing down heavily on your back, but without the money to buy enough food for all of them, you don't know what to do. Oh goodness. Do I either beg for forgiveness or, I don't know. Go inside. Let's beg. You collapse to your knees and bow down low as you start earnestly beg for their forgiveness. I'm so sorry, I swear. I'd do anything to make it up to all of you, but you're out of options. Suddenly... Choke. You feel something stir in your stomach and swim its way up to your throat, closing off your airway as it tries to force its way out of your esophagus. It finally succeeds with aim from your helpless gagging. Ew. Just puke noises. Oh, what the... Lying on the ground in front of you. Ah, el pescado. It's a flopping fish. You just drew up a living fish. Trout! Right? Just trout mention! Didn't I used to have El Pescado on the screen? I think I used to. No, not spinning trout, but still, yeah. Not spinning, but still. We are a fish dispenser now. We can make money off of this. This might affect the trout population. This might just do so. You're right, absolutely. There's no way this doesn't. What the hell? The cats come rushing forward, all tearing hungrily at the fish. You're happy to finally be of help, truly, but now... You throw up another fish. And another. And another. We're just gonna keep doing this. We're just like a little factory. And your stomach hurts. You're getting dizzy. You fall to your knees. Tears and snot are streaming down your face by the time you cough up a final tiny bloody fish and collapse forward. Your throat and stomach both burn in a way that feels dangerous. You start to fade out. Despite the pain, you strangely feel a more overwhelming sense of hopeful pride that you've made up for your disgusting actions, that you've been forgiven. While they seem satisfied, the sound of happy cats munching away at their fish fills your ears. Then... you feel something being nudged into your hand. Aww. See, they truly were just trying to give you back your chocolate bar. They're like, hey, this is human food for the human. Trout is always the solution of our problems, precisely. It feels like it's the bar of chocolate you found in your pocket. You smile weakly. You've successfully atoned, but you don't really have the strength to eat your reward. Sadly, the last taste in your mouth as you leave this mortal coil doesn't get to be that of chocolate, but raw fish. Ending 24, fishing for pardon. That's a good ending, I suppose. Now let's see what happens if we just go inside. You decide to cut your losses and head inside. Your sins weigh down on you, but you're only human. What more could you do? Jeez, you try to ignore the yowling of the neighborhood cats as you go about your chores. But you consider preparing dinner, but how can you enjoy it knowing how hungry these poor cats are outside? The ones you've wronged? You decide to take a bath and go straight to bed without dinner. A fitting punishment for someone like you. You forego the fancy bath bubbles because you don't deserve them and sink into the water with a sigh. Your mind races, but you can't really think of any immediate solution that doesn't require more money. You wish there was anything you could do to make things right. Suddenly, your legs start to feel really itchy. You try to lift one to see what's going on, but what rises out of the water isn't a pair of legs. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we're a mermaid. It's a fishtail? You feel dizzy at the sight, but maybe you're hallucinating from the stress? You try to climb out of the tub to cool your head, but instead of your hand raising up to brace yourself, a wet fin stretches out to plop on the rim. It's too weak to hold your weight, and you're so startled by the sight. We are becoming trout, that you slip and smack your head on the side of the bathtub, passing out almost immediately. You're awake. You think, anyway. You open your eyes and... you're... underwater? You must have slid beneath the surface of the bathwater. You gasp instinctively. Except, not really. A bubble simply floats out of your mouth, up to the surface. You're broke as heck, so you know your bathtub isn't that big. Did you shrink? But how? And even if there were a reasonable answer, it wouldn't explain how you haven't drowned yet. You swim to the edge of the tub and see the truth in your shadow silhouette. You've been turned into a fish? This is impossible. This is impossible. You don't get any time to ponder over this, unfortunately, because just then, a shadow looms over from above. You look up and see the cat. It peers down at you from beyond the water's surface. Well, I mean, as long as the water doesn't go away, we should be safe and sound. Probably. I'm confident in that, you know? And then you realize this is the answer. Oh, we're just gonna give ourselves up. Never mind. This is how you're meant to atone. With a heavy heart, you swim up to the surface. The cat scoops you up, tossing you out of the tub and onto the bathroom tiles. As you flop around, gasping for air or water, you realize the cat wasn't alone. Dozens of hungry eyes peer down at you. You can hear the yowling of what sounds like hundreds of cats outside of your bathroom window. You send one last look to the cat before closing your eyes and accepting your fate. As the cats descend upon you, tearing at your flesh, you find yourself mourning the fact that you're not even big enough to feed all of them. Even in the end, you couldn't properly atone. Your efforts, your life, all of it, amounted to nothing. Ending 25. Seafood sacrifice. Awesome gamer. Like it says, wow, you beat the maze on hard mode? Holy cow, you're a real gamer, ain't ya? Yes, I am. One, two. I'm just looking around to see what endings we could possibly get. I suppose we could go back to when we get the cat inside and then we instead decide not to look like at it, I guess. I don't know if we saved before that though. We could like kinda skip around. Skip. Do something alone. Skip. Clean the apartment. Skip. Okay, keep cleaning. What if we just keep cleaning and ignore things? You keep cleaning, but there's just more mess. Oh, wrong button. There we go. And more. And more. When you finally stop and look around you, you don't even recognize your home anymore. There's piles of junk everywhere. Do you even own this much stuff? You don't remember ever buying or receiving most of it. The piles tower over you. You feel claustrophobic. The stench of garbage is overwhelming, despite your hands feeling raw from all the cleaning fluid you've been using. Your eyes still burn from the bleach. You need some air. You need to get out of here. Crack. You hear a crash and see a teacup you're certain you don't own smashed on the floor. Evil-ass cat right there. You look up and see the cat perched on a teetering pile of china and kitchen appliances. It carefully nudges another teacup from the pile, sending it careening to the ground. But you don't even flinch as it shatters. Instead, you start to chuckle. Suddenly, you're laughing. It's so hilarious. The tears start running down your face. I knew it was you. You did this, didn't you? You pick up the largest piece of ceramic from the broken teacup. Didn't you? And throw it at the cat. The cat dodges by leaping off the pile. Uh-oh, the pile sways. It sways. It's falling. It's falling towards you. Well, you can't move. You're buried. The pile fell on top of you, you don't say. Broken shards of fine china and sharp utensils are piercing your skin. Your organs. Your bones feel loose and limp, crushed under the heavy appliances. Warm liquid pools under you. With the last of your strength, you listen as the cat pads over to you before lying down and purring asleep. What a silly kitty. Yeah, a nap sounds pretty good. Ending 1, a not so clean getaway. I like how that whole thing was just, ah yes, we knew it was the cat. My stomach is growling a little bit at me. I don't know why. I do want some water, so consider this a little bit of a break time to allow me to get some water and maybe something else. Maybe use the bathroom. And I guess stretch a little bit. I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. Sorry that took a bit. Had to just do some stuff, but that's alright. I'm not sure if we'll be able to finish up this entire game today, but we'll try. Try to get as much as possible. If anything's left, we can just continue. What do I have to do tomorrow, actually? I don't know if maybe I'll extend the stream. Yeah, maybe I'll just extend the stream, and that'll fix that issue. Okay, load back to when we are outside with the cat. Let's play with the cat. Meow, meow. Aww, you just want a little attention, don't you? And the kitty cat purrs. The poor thing must be bored sitting in that box all day. You're not sure if you're much of an interesting companion, but you're willing to do your best. There's got to be something you can entertain the little critter with. But what? Another time to check. I think I forgot that I did save at some point. Put that there. Check pockets. You dig into your pockets. You find a small piece of string in your left pocket, not very helpful. The string is far too short. And your kitty cat, blah, 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 blah. In your right pocket, oh, it's a bar of chocolate. I'm sorry. Not too helpful either right now. The only thing you've got on you is your phone. It's not much of anything the cat can play with, but there is something you can do. Just take photos of it. Photo montage! Well, that was fun, right? Well, for us, not the cat. Well, you enjoyed yourself. With nothing else to do and no intention of taking the cat home, you decide it's probably best to just leave. You don't want the cat to get too attached after all. At least you'll have some more memories to take with you. Okay, see you around, I guess. Good luck. Okay. You turn and walk away. Oh. Your phone just got a message. You open it up and... What? Aren't I cute? I like how the profile picture is just its eye. Aren't I cute? It's a picture of a familiar looking cat. Huh? The cat does look cute, and the happier in the picture. But it's not a picture you recognize. What the heck? You didn't take this picture. You peek over your shoulder at the cat. But the cat is simply looking at you. It mews sadly, as if pleading you to come back. What if we get out of the alley? You ignore the cat and briskly walk out of the alley without another look. Phew. That was weird. You're a good distance away when... not again. You reluctantly look at the new message and... Don't ignore me. Not the damn emoji. Creeped out, you decide to just go home. I know you're seeing these. Come back. Come back. And then... It's a very serious face right there. Come back. Okay, now it's getting a little worrisome. Glowing eyes. Come back. Uh-oh. Evil. Evil kitty. Come back. And it just keeps saying come back. Alright. Come back, come back, come back, come back, come back, come back. I can see you. Can always see you. You can't hide. I'll always find you, oh whoa. Not the oh whoa out of nowhere. You can't just toss that at me. Your eyes dart around nervously. Just oh whoa. certain. Your eyes dart around nervously, certain that you're being followed. But there's nothing there. Pine, hail to thee. How goes your day? We are being haunted by a cat repeatedly because we do not wish to bring it home, and when we bring it home, it still haunts us and does horrible things to us. Is it going okay? Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. We've gotten... How many endings have we gotten so far? There's a lot of endings to this. Ow. I almost choked trying to drink water while I got that hiccup out of nowhere. Let me just think about the fact that I'm not a fish for a second so that it just goes away, because that tends to work for some reason. Alright. You're finally home, but you feel too shaken for any relief to calm you down. You rush to the bathroom and slam the door behind you. Everything's okay. This isn't real. It's just like a bad dream. Everything's okay. You fumble in the dark to turn on the sink and splash your face with some cold water, hoping it will calm your mind and stop the hallucinations. Because that's all they are, right? Hallucinations? You're really regretting leaving home early. You must have been overworking yourself more than you realized. Yeah, that must be... Uh-oh. New message. You jump as your phone alerts you to yet another message received. What if it's just a picture of the cat in their damn apartment? We can ignore the phone, or we can look at the phone. I check the phone. With shaking hands, you look at your phone. Hi, friend. Just another selfie, I see. Oh. What? Startled, you whirl around and instinctively jump back. You slip, smashing the back of your head into the bathroom mirror. You don't register the pain just yet, your eyes shifting wildly around the bathroom. There's nothing there. Nothing at all. I can see the eyes. You feel dizzy. You dazedly feel the back of your head and examine your hand. You can't really see anything, but it feels warm and wet. The smell of copper fills the air. The dizziness overwhelms you and you collapse on the bathroom tiles. Help. You reach for your phone to call an ambulance. The batteries are dead. Of course they are. Why wouldn't they be? Ending 30. Photo bomber. What if we ignore... I pressed load, didn't I? Okay. I'm sorry. Sorry for what? I'm so sorry. I was just so tired of everything. Not you. Never you. But I couldn't be the person you deserve. Couldn't ever hope to be. You were so amazing, smart and talented and independent. You shined. But in comparison, why do I feel like things just got serious all of a sudden? Like, things got so serious. Like, what the... Thought we were just playing a silly horror game. Damn it. So stupid. So worthless. But then it approached me. It didn't tell me that it wanted me. It needed me. Maybe that's what I wanted all along. Wanting could be so fleeting, but to be needed? That was nothing I wouldn't give. There was nothing I wouldn't give to have someone tell me that I mattered to them, that they needed me. Well, I'll be. You're walking. Right, of course. It's the first time in a while that you felt like going out. And you're actually glad that you did. The weather is absolutely perfect today. That's a good sign, right? Maybe your leg's finally turning around. You tentatively allow yourself to feel excited for the possibilities of where you could go or what you could do. Maybe even who you could meet. You're so deep in thought that you almost miss it. What was that? A curiosity guiding your steps, you follow the sound to the entrance of a lonely alleyway. The sunlight only just manages to reach down in between the tall buildings on either side. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward, the loose gravel and scattering debris on the ground softening your steps. Meow. And finally, the sound source comes into view in the warm, almost ethereal light of the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box, is a cat. Okay, so we just got that little cutscene for, I guess, a bit of context into our own character. But otherwise, everything seems to be going the same way as it usually did. Huh, I guess that should have been obvious. Meow. It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its black fur. It puts its paws up on the edge of the box and looks up at you. So, you look so familiar, right? And then again, it is a cat. Not many different ways for a standard black cat to look after all. This one sure is a cutie though. Just look, it's not glaring at you or hissing at you for getting this close like other strays have been in the past. It's just sitting there patiently, waiting for you to do something. Let's see, let's just explore a little bit of some of the options from when we take it home. Meow. Well, why not, right? You barely reach out your arms before the cat eagerly leaps into them and climbs up onto your shoulders. It butts its head into your temple, nuzzling against it. You can't help but smile at the cat's enthusiasm. Let's get you out of here, yeah? On the way home, you briefly consider getting cat food, but that would be a waste of time. You shrug at the odd feeling and move on. You live in a modest apartment. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and you living alone in it. So it feels weird having another living being inside it after so long, even if it is a cat. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you wait for it to walk away and explore the new environment. But it simply looks up at you expectantly. Let's explore all the other options of just doing stuff alone. Like what? And before I forget, let me save right there. We'll explore some of these other options that we didn't do after this run, I guess. Watch a movie, why not? You're not tired enough for a nap, but you're too lazy to get started on any of your chores. So you decide to watch a movie. You get dressed in your favorite pajamas, make some popcorn with an obscene amount of butter, and head over to your armchair. Only to discover that the cat is already napping in it. You frown a little in thought. Your couch isn't the best angle for optimal TV viewing pleasure, and you don't like pushing a. You don't like it. Damn, you don't feel like pushing it around and having to put it back together. The only options you have left are to sit on the floor or move the cat and reclaim your throne. Hmm. Such difficult options. Just sit on the floor for now. You decide to sit on the floor. The cat is a guest after all, and you pride yourself on being a good host if nothing else. Well, at least you would if you'd ever had any guest over before. You grab a blanket and some pillows and make a comfy nest in front of the chair. You pop in a random movie from your collection and can tell instantly that it's one of your favorite horror films. You've seen it a few times already, but it never fails to get your blood pumping. A few minutes in and you're already invested, getting reacquainted with the story and characters. The scares won't come until later, but for some reason you feel like something is watching you from behind. You know it's probably nothing, but you feel compelled to check anyway. You peek over your shoulder. Gah! You only to jump out of your skin, jostling a few pieces of popcorn out of the bowl in your lap. The cat is awake and looking right at you. It's a kitty. Sigh in all caps. You take a calming breath, recovering from your heart nearly lurching out of your chest, and immediately feel foolish. It was just a cat, of course. It was so quiet you'd forgotten it was right behind you, even though it's the whole reason you're sitting on the floor in the first place. You shakily pick up the remote, intending to rewind some of the parts you've missed. However, as soon as you press the rewind button, and the TV shuts off. You blink, confused. And nothing else turned off. The kitchen's dim light was still on. The digital clock was still glowing, and the movie player was still rewinding. The power cable didn't go out. So why? Why does cat hate electricity? Well, we know the cat is a jealous being, so I assume it just turned off the TV because it's a little bastard. It's a little bastard, a little jealous bastard. It wants our attention, probably. You feel a chill running down your spine as you catch the cat's reflection on the dark TV screen. It's still looking at you? I wonder if you can actually see something. I don't see anything on the screen, actually, but yeah. I'll take the story's word for it. Cat stares, silly. It's kind of their thing, right? And you're a new addition in its life. Of course it's going to study you closely to see if you're trustworthy. As you mentally reassure yourself, you turn the TV back on. Ah, my favorite show. What? The TV's on, but the movie isn't what's playing on the screen. It's interesting. That's an eye, and that's a piece of eye, and that's just a black, I mean, that could be a cat-shaped thing. I am not too sure. It's you? You watch yourself frown on screen as you feel your brow furrow in tandem. It's like footage of you in real time, like you're being recorded. You feel the familiar sensation of your mind focusing on small details to avoid the bigger picture of your current situation. Avoiding the questions of how this is happening, of who or what is doing this, and why. Suddenly, your mirrored self smiles and waves at you, all on its own. You don't wave back, too stunned to move. Then, the you on the screen doesn't seem to mind, though. It then stands up. It walks out of the frame, and a terrified yell rips out of your mouth before you can think to stifle it. On screen, in the chair, is the cat. But it's wrong. It's become a large, swollen mass of black fur. Its twitching pulse rhythmically within its slow, almost methodical breaths. Its mouth is a yawning entrance to a black abyss, framed by a set of teeth that look very, very sharp. Glowing eyes bulge all over its body. It's still looking at you. It doesn't even acknowledge your on-screen persona as they walk back into frame and pet it almost lovingly. And then, the you inside the TV touches one of the cat's fangs. You flinch at a sudden, sharp pain in your palm. You look down and sure enough, your hand is bleeding. You're not particularly afraid of blood, but for some reason the sight of it leaking out of you sends another chill down your back. A thought, clear and terrible, flashes across your mind. It's not just the mutated cat in the TV that's watching you. Is it? Don't look behind you, don't look behind you, don't look behind you, don't look behind you. Don't look behind you. You watch helplessly as your on-screen self smiles and nods at you, almost encouragingly. They stand in front of the cat's gaping jaws. They look into the dark depths, and as you're torn between the horrifying realization of what's about to happen and the gripping wonder of what they see looking back at them from that deep darkness, they jump in. Darkness is a sudden presence all around you, pressing in, holding you down. And yet you somehow feel weightless. You can't tell if you're falling, but it doesn't feel like you're laying down or standing either. You feel warm. You feel cold. You feel everything. You feel nothing. You feel nothing. Ending 3. Silent film. Interesting ending. Man, we got ended essentially by our on-screen self just hopping into the damn eldritch cat on the chair. Maybe we should dethrone the cat. Maybe that'll prevent that from happening. Reclaim the throne. You square your shoulders. Sorry, kitty, but that's my spot. You pick up the cat and place it on the floor. It's clearly upset with you. When you try to pet it as an apology, it dodges your hand and scampers away. You shrug and put on a random movie before nestling into your chair. It's some horror film that you love to heckle from beginning to end, and nothing but an endless string of pointless jump scares. Did the writers not know the meaning of the word subtle? Oh, the cat's fucking things up again. What was that? Was that the bathroom? The cat must have gotten into the medicine cabinet or knocked something over. Calming your thundering heart with a deep breath, you pause the movie and get up to investigate. Whoa! The cat dashes between your legs from the hall. Fleeing the scene only makes you look guiltier, you know. You're even more reluctant to see the damage now. You just want to relax and watch your bad horror movie. You go into the bathroom and turn the lights on. Just as you thought, all the stuff in your medicine cabinet is scattered on the tiles. You sigh. At least none of it looks broken or damaged. You crouch down to pick everything up. Click. Did the door just close? Did you bump it when you crouched down, or? Well, at least the cat can't come in and make more of a mess this way. The lights? Didn't you just replace the light bulbs? They weren't faulty, were they? You remember to hold on to your recipes for situations like these. You never remember to hold your receipts. Where did I get recipes? You never remember to hold on to your receipts for situations like these. No doubt you'll be able to get your money back. Or you doubt you'll be able to get your money back. I can't read. You stand up. You shake out the pain in your knees from crouching and open your medicine cabinet. Why did I think that was the letter F? Carefully, you place everything back where they belong, making sure nothing is missing. You close the cabinet. Oh, jeez. Ah! You jump back, slamming against the wall, covering your mouth. You look back up at the mirror on the medicine cabinet door to see nothing. Nothing? Oh, wait, what the hell? Something was... You know you saw something just now. You know you did, right? Choices, choices. You definitely saw something. You have to... Okay. You rush out of the bathroom and slam the door behind you, literally without looking. You enter the hall and... No. Okay. Having the cat just peeking around the corner just makes it look funny, not scary. No, 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 no. You shield yourself with your arms and... Nothing. Nothing again. You peek through your fingers and see... just your usual hallway. You don't feel very good. You need to sit down. You carefully make your way back to the dark living room, trying not to overwhelm your senses any more than you already have. Maybe you should watch something a little more lighthearted, or just lie down instead? You don't know. It's a little hard to think. You just need to sit down. Stumbling forward, you reach your chair, but... No, the bastard's taking the chair again. He does look cute though. Look at him. Look at that little guy. Adorable. I wish we can we pet the cat? Can we ever have the choice to simply pet the cat? Screenshot that. It's nothing. Nothing at all. You're just a cat, sitting back in your chair again, looking up at you curiously. Alright. But it's enough. Your heart lurched so harshly out of a mixture of fear and anticipation that it completely gives out. Your eyes roll up into your skull. You fear yourself falling back. Oh, like, fucking hell, I guess. You're dead before you even hit the ground. Ending 4, real subtle. And I like that little last minute jump scare. What do we say that you saw something? Is it basically this? Yep, okay. I think we're gonna end up having the same ending here. Yeah. So what about this? I forgot to go back to this one and check the other way it ends. What if we ignore the phone? Okay, it's just gonna buzz a lot. The phone vibrates insistently over and over. But you can't just look. You keep your eyes squeezed shut, your fingers tightly gripping the sink. In your mind, you beg whoever or whatever is doing this to just stop already. Please, 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 just put me out of my misery. You mutter this quietly. You don't really mean it. You don't. But as the words take shape in the darkest corners of your mind, the phone immediately stops vibrating. You'd think that this would give you relief. But you only feel dread sinking heavily into your stomach. You can feel eyes on you. You can feel puffs of air on the back of your neck. Damp and deep and slow. You take a deep breath and open your eyes. You look at the mirror. I don't know if I want to know what's there. Nothing. You peek around the room. Still nothing. Nothing at all. But you know that something is there, waiting to be acknowledged, for you to accept the fact of its existence. Only then will it deign to give you peace, to free you from a life of constantly looking over your shoulder, of fearing your own image, your own reflection. You can feel its patience, limitless and old. You can't win against it in a war of attrition. Your lifespan will long expire before it tires of you. So, you close your eyes and accept it. Youch, okay. Your head is severed from your neck. You're filled with peace, grateful that at the very least, you never had to see it, whatever it was. Ending 31, headshot. Now let me look at the endings list. I'm missing some stuff in between there. Let me see. Do we go back here? Maybe not back there. Back? Let's see, look around the area. Maybe, actually, let me save. Do we even have a safe spot for this? One, I don't think we do, so I'll just put that, right there. And hopefully remember it. Look around the area. You search around, but there's really nothing in the alley that looks interesting enough for the cat to play with. So maybe, how about a game? You decide on a game you've known since childhood. Red light, green light. I don't think you understand how cats work, buddy. But okay, I guess that's better than nothing. Try to play red light, green light with a freaking cat. A classic. Teaching a cat how to play might be a bit of a challenge, but you get the feeling the feline's natural hunting instincts will help it along. You walk to the entrance of the alley, the cat meowing at you. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. You exaggerate your movements, covering your eyes with your hands, and turn around. 1, 2, 3. Red light! You spin around. The cat hasn't left the box, tilting its head at you in curious confusion. We can try to keep going. I want to see what happens. I'm sure it'll learn. You try again. This time you go a bit slower. 1, 2, 3. Red light! When you turn around this time, the cat is out of the box. I like how the blurry image of the cat. I don't know why that's funny to me. It's just it's just blurry. The cat freezes under your stare, as if it thinks you can't see it if it doesn't move. So cute. Satisfied that the cat is getting the hang of the game, you turn around again, speeding back up. 1, 2, 3, red light. You turn around. It's hiding behind the trash can. The cat is a few steps away from the box now, peeking out from behind a dumpster. Its eyes trained rather intensely on you. Well, at least it's having fun. You turn again, and feel a sudden chill run down your spine. You feel silly, but you can't help counting just a little faster this time. 1, 2, 3, red light! Whirling around after saying a red light, you look at the cat. It's halfway down the alleyway, closer to you now, but it's as if the perspective of what you're seeing is off somehow. It doesn't look like a little... Doesn't the cat look a little bigger? Its pupils are thin slits now. Something's not right. The cat meows at you again, but it sounds much deeper than earlier. It's crouched down as if poised to lunge forward. Your breath shudders a little less, your heart starts to race. Your foot instinctively shifts back. Oh, okay. Gatito is, frightening. Rare. You freeze immediately. The cat looks impatient. It wants to keep playing, but you gulp and turn around, swiftly counting and turning again as you gasp out. 1, 2, 3, red light! The ground shakes as you whirl back around, to find yourself staring at a long surface of black fur. You slowly look up, and up, and up, to see a giant shadowy figure leering down from its position hunched over you. Fangs dripping with saliva, claws crunching into the concrete walls of the alley. Its glowing eyes are unblinking as they look back at you, the cat waiting for your next turn. But it's so close. Listen, just call it a day. Say that it won the game. Easy peasy. The cat won. You know, give it a pat on the chest. Maybe it'll leave you alone. If you turn around now, you don't want to play anymore. I think either way we die. Back up. Keeping your eyes trained on the giant looming over you, you take a step back. No. That's cheating. That's cheating! Run, restore backup.exe. What the hell is that all about? Run, ... Ah, damn. You don't even finish turning around before claws rip your torso, digging in and piercing the soft flesh of your stomach with ease. As you're lifted on into the drooling, gaping jaws above you, you can't help but think that there must have been another way out of this. But pointless regrets are pretty typical for you, aren't they? Fear quitter. Huh. That was 32? Interesting. Jesus, this cat needs to chill. Yeah, this cat's a little too intense when it comes to this game. We're not in the stream yet. I think I'll go for the next hour, but I do gotta go skedaddle to do a thing real quick. Give me just a couple of minutes and I'll be right back. I'm back. Alright, let's see. Let's see what happens if we go down this route instead. I hope it doesn't just like switch things up. Begin restoration. Uh-oh. Okay. Restoration back up. Okay, what are you doing? Stop! You'll break everything. Back up. The cat stares as you keep eye contact and back up. You step back and back. And as you take one more step back out of the alley, go home. Huh. Strange. Error? Error. I don't know what to think of this. The world outside the alley seems to be broken. What exactly did you do? Ending 30... ending 33. Error not found. That was it! We just broke the world very casually. Alright. Let's see. What was the point before that? There was this point where we can try something else. Maybe the concept is too advanced for a cat after all. That's okay. You'll think of something else to do. Buy a toy. After being out in this alley all alone for who knows how long, you personally think your furry friend deserves something special. Alright, I'll be right back, okay? You quickly leave the alley and rush to the nearby pet store. You browse through all the different toys for cats. There are so many to choose from, plush and bright-colored and scented with catnip. But you realize that most of the toys aren't meant for a cat to play with alone. You can't stay in the alley playing forever, and you can't exactly afford to get another cat as a playmate. Another? That's it! You know exactly what to get now. After a quick and successful search of the store, you make your purchase and rush back to the alley, eager to show off your find. What the hell did we get for this cat? I'm back! The alley feels even gloomier after spending time in direct sunlight. It makes you feel that much prouder of your gift. You skip over to the cat and dig in the store's plastic bag. I got something for you. The cat leans up, curious at the bag's contents. You pull out your gift to the cat. Ta-da! It's a small cat plushie. The plushie is a light orange cream colored with burnt sepia stripes, making it resemble a tabby cat. The synthetic fur is soft and not unrealistically so. And the large eyes are a pale green, more subdued than you would have expected for a toy. There's no denying it's just a plushie, but the thoughtful details still make it almost uncanny to the real thing, which makes it perfect. A companion for a cat, and one you could actually afford. A win-win. That's not all. You give the plushie a little squeeze and... of course it meows. The cat looks... unimpressed. Well, you think it's cute. Guess your purchase wasn't so successful after all. Out of options and lower on cash, you awkwardly place the plushie in the box next to the cat. You get up and turn to leave. You're a few steps away when you hear an electronic meow behind you. Huh? You turn to see the plushie on the ground next to the box. Right there. I don't know if I'm in the way or not. No, you can see it just fine. And the cat is watching you closely, staring. Options. But what if we just leave? Ungrateful little monster. You huff in annoyance. You're welcome. Shaking your head, you turn to leave once again. Uh-oh. Ah! When a sharp pain lances up your arm. Yikes, what the hell's grabbing onto us? Crying out, you grab at your arm, only for it to... fall off. Your arm just falls right off. You stare in shock at your severed arm on your severed limb on the ground. Gathering your courage, you turn to look at where your arm had once connected to the rest of you, only to see no, not blood. It's cotton. Touching it, the stump doesn't even hurt. That is until the same things happens to your other arm. Ah! God! And now we're just in pieces, I suppose. You fall when both your legs succumb to the same nonsensical fate, crying out at the agony that comes and goes like it never happened, as if you're not currently laying on the ground, on the dirty ground of an alley, limbless. What in the world is going on? You can't make sense of it. You can't think straight. Just looking up. The pain has receded, leaving you with a strangely empty pit in your stomach. Considering you still have a stomach and it wasn't replaced with... As you laid back, helpless and still in shock, staring at the sky, the cat's face appears in your line of vision. The bastard just gets on top of us, because why not? What else would he have to do other than just bother us? Little rascal. Oh, never mind. It's gonna munch on us. It lunges at your torso and starts biting and clawing at your chest like you're a shoe toy. It doesn't hurt anymore. You feel like it should. You're not sure if you're glad that it doesn't? Eventually, you feel the cat pull something out of you. A small doll that looks very, very familiar. It's hard to tell, but that doll is... that's you. Isn't it? Well, isn't this just a metaphor? The cat hops off you and heads back to the box with its prize. At least you think so. Everything's too dark to tell. You wake up and find that you can't move an inch. You can't look around, you can't even breathe. Though none of those realizations seem to be a problem. Look at how cute the cat is, though. I guess these are our, like, feet. Gatito, gatito. All you can see is the face of a familiar-looking cat curled around you, purring in its sleep. For some reason, this doesn't bother you. You're not sure why you feel like it should. You try to latch onto thoughts in your head that feel like memories of another life, another time, another you. But the thoughts slip away like forgotten dreams. Oh well. That's fine, isn't it? You're just like a doll after all. And the doll's role isn't to have silly thoughts or to remember unimportant things. It's to be a companion. The cat just purrs away. Little cutie patootie of nightmares. And judging from the cat's content purring, you seem to be performing your role perfectly. You are filled with an overwhelmingly strong sense of pride at this fact. And so you, too, feel content. Ending 35, Cottonhead. Was it like that before? I don't know. Maybe it was, and I just didn't notice the screen, like the menu screen. Probably was. Let's see. What other places have I not rewound to? I still haven't thrown the dog. Or done any harm to any hounds, and I imagine there's an ending involving that. So, time to do that, I guess. Kill the puppy. No, that's horrible. There's no way I would ever do that. Kick it? It's just a puppy. There's no way I would ever do that. Eat the puppy. That's disgusting. I think I'm going to be sick. Alright, pick it up. And we panic. Terrified, you drop the puppy to the ground, practically throwing it in front of you, or throwing it from you. You immediately feel horrible, wincing in guilt at the tiny yelp it releases upon hitting the ground. The owner shoves you aside, cutting a glare, and storms away with their puppy. I'm sorry, you call out, but they don't turn back in response. Not that you expected them to. You deserve it. Okay, I don't think anything different is gonna happen. Yes, check pockets, buy a toy. Okay, we've already gone through that. What else do we need to go through in this line of questioning? Put the cat on second thought. I guess we can double back and just leave. Let me save there. Okay, do not take it home. Sadly, as cute as the cat is, you never take this thing home with you. You're a responsible adult. You are, blah, 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 blah. Question mark? You are not ready. Okay, so there's something we can do there, but we're not ready, so back to checking out the loads. The load, which one do we go back to, actually? Where's the one where I actually do stuff? This one? No, that's the same thing. Right here, I think. Take a nap. This is still the line of us doing stuff alone. You're a little tired from the events of the day. Making life-changing choices like committing to the responsibility of caring for another living creature really wears you out. You could definitely use a nap. You head to your room and get dressed in your pajamas before you decide to grab a glass of water from the kitchen. You head back to your bedroom, ready for a much-needed nap. Oh, whoa! Only for the cat to race past you through the open door and jump in the middle of the bed. It takes its time, kneading at the sheets before settling down and closing its eyes. Aw, it's just tired. Oh, that was fast. You frown thoughtfully. Now that your mind's on it, you find yourself really craving a nap in your own bed. There's no way you're settling for sleeping on the couch, certainly not the armchair. Which means you should, just sleep next to it, you know? It'll be fine. The cat isn't gonna do anything devious. Sleep next to the cat. You shrug with the... What's the harm in sharing the bed, right? You both have had a long day after all. You try to carefully avoid jostling the cat as you lay down, but it immediately scoots over and curls up against you anyway. Oh. You smile. Sweet dreams. You feel like you slept for a long time. You feel a warm weight on your back, but you don't see the... Oh, Mystery solved then. You feel comfortable? You consider getting up, but as soon as the thought enters your head, your mind fills with static and a deep sense of disapproval. Not yet then? Okay. The cat, jostled by your attempts to move, kneads painfully at your back before settling down again and falling back asleep. You fall back into slumber too. I imagine it's just gonna, like, I don't know, grow and then we're just gonna be squished. It's night. You want to get up. Claws dig into your back like a warning. Tomorrow then, right? It's morning. You'll be late for work. But the cat doesn't budge. You don't even try to get up this time. You just close your eyes and drift off again. It's the next day. Since the last several days. Or has it been weeks? Or longer? You're not quite sure. You're hungry. You don't know how long you've been lying down. You feel sore on your back, but also on your stomach, your arms, your face, everywhere. You can't remember your last meal, the last time you drank anything. You've been sleeping all this time, but you feel exhausted more than you think you've ever felt in your life. It feels like a giant hand is pressing you into the bed. You can't remember the last time you even considered moving, but somehow you know that you need to go back to sleep anyway. Everything will be fine if you just go back to sleep. Why does something tell me that's not going to be the case? You think you're hallucinating when the cat finally stirs. It stretches languidly before hopping off your back. You feel its feet padding through your still open bedroom door, its steps fading down the hall. You don't open your eyes. You don't move. You're afraid you don't remember how. You're afraid that the static will return if you try. But you eventually do try. You try to prop yourself up on your arm. It's thinner than you've ever seen it. Thinner than you think it should be possible. Oh, it cracked. The arm snaps under the weight of your body and crumbles like dust on the bed sheets. It doesn't hurt in the slightest, as if your nerves have dried up and become as useless as you feel in general. Just how long have you been lying in bed? You don't have much time to think about it. Your failed attempt at sitting up sends you stumbling over the side of the bed like a rag doll. Youch. Yikes. Oh damn, okay, settle down. But you think you're probably closer to being a ceramic doll, as your body shatters instantly upon impact with the floor. Your head rolls forward towards the door, letting you watch as the rest of your strewn body parts crack and crumble, and turn to broken ruin as your consciousness begins to fade. Oh, there's the cat at least. The cat strolls into your view, then poking and prodding at the remains of your brittle limbs. Bad kitty, you try to say. But you think your jaw might have snapped off earlier as well. Unfortunate. Almost as if sensing your attention, the cat walks over to you. Well, your head at least. And you watch as your final conscious seconds as it lays down, curling its body around you. It feels warm. Well, maybe another nap couldn't hurt. Ending 6. Just a cat nap. Well, that one was kind of cute, you know. We just perished of our own volition. Well, not really our own volition. Just the circumstance, I guess. What happens if we push the cat off the bed, though? Probably evil things. You tentatively nudge the cat in an attempt to make it move on its own. It doesn't budge in the slightest. Keep trying. This is your bed. You push a little more firmly this time. Oh, he doesn't like that. The cat sounds annoyed with you. Again, you will sleep in your own bed. The cat opens one yellow eye, and slides it up to look at you. It's like, get off my bed, bro. Please. Is its voice a little deeper than before? Move the cat. You move forward, ready to shove the cat with all your might. Damn, this cat got hands. Okay. Yeah. You're thrown back by some invisible force and crash into the dresser before falling to the ground. Ugh. Wind knocked out of you, you look up in a daze. You don't quite comprehend what it is you're seeing. A strong swirling wind has picked up, throwing items all over the place, as if a miniature hurricane had just taken form in your room. And right there, in the center of it all, is the cat, hovering in the air above the bed, its eyes open, glowing like molten lava. Very, very unhappy cat. Okay, I see. It's literally opening a fucking portal to hell. What? Oh no. And you watch as the vortex rips open in the center of your bed, and panic as the swirling wind turns into a vacuum, dragging you towards the bed. Your nails catch and tear as you desperately try to cling to the carpet, the floorboards, and any and every piece of furniture within your reach. Bloody fingers slipping clumsily on every surface. But there's nothing you can do. As you touch the vortex, your body starts to disintegrate. Tiny particles of your body separating and floating into nothing. The last thing you see is the cat landing nimbly on the bed and kneading at your sheets before it curls up and falls back asleep. Do not disturb. Well, I'll be. We still got how many more endings? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 10. Okay, we can. There's a number right above. My dumbass is not seeing the most obvious things. We still got 20 more to go. I'm just wondering where else, like these couple of endings right here. Maybe it's when we fail to fetch. Because I'm assuming these two have to do with the dogs. Or the dog park. Guys, I think we only have one at the movie. Where's the one with the movie theater? Right here. You got the old blah, blah, blah film, An Interesting Stranger. Then this one is at the cinema. You didn't want to point the big you didn't want to point out this big number out as I was counting. Yeah. Maybe you should. Maybe you should, seeing as I'm very blind. Okay, pick up the puppy. Hold it. Stay in the park. Let's just skip around. Stay in the park. Skip. Let's see what happens if we fail. Oh. The dog suddenly bounds at you, angry, ferocious. It tears you limb from limb. Oh. Was that real? You're not feeling so great about leaving the park, about being in the park at the moment. Maybe you should leave. Well, if we continue to stay, we're just gonna get messed up. Okay, leave the park. Good. You decide to take a stroll nearby dog park. You think it'll make you feel better. Okay, same thing happens, so doesn't have to do with that. Does it maybe have to do with the movie theater? Oh, that I did not mean to do that. Okay, whatever. Pick up the puppy. Hold it. Skip. Stay in the park. Skip. Leave? Okay, good, and don't come back. What if we do come back? I'm really testing this cat's patience, aren't I? Stay in the park. Skip. Throw. Skip. Leave. Wise decision. Okay, I think nothing really happens. Movie. Let's see. Skip around. Okay, no, I think this all probably leads to the same thing, so... Okay, load. Go back here? No. Load. On second thought, okay, do something with the cat. Like what? Let's save. Where do we want to save? Right there. Pet the cat. It's not every day you have access to a cute, fluffy animal. What else is there to do but pet it to your heart's content? You sit on the floor in your living room and click your tongue to call the cat over. Aww. The cat dashes over to you, immediately climbing onto your lap. Poor thing, you must want some attention, don't you? Alright, alright. You carefully pet the cat. A rub behind the ear, a scratch under the shin, a smooth sweep along the back. Good? You keep petting the cat in your lap, enjoying this bonding time together. But the cat starts to get restless after a while. Keep petting. You're not quite ready to stop. You feel so calm, the repetitive actions soothing your usually overworking mind. You keep petting. The cat leans away from your next head pat. It's trying to get out of your lap. Keep petting. When you scratch under the cat's shin, it bites your finger. You might be bleeding, but really it barely hurts. More of a warning than anything. The cat struggles in your hold. It watches you closely. Keep petting. You keep petting the cat. Chomp. Oh, it took a nice piece of flesh out of you. The cat bites off your finger. It hurts. You're definitely bleeding now. But for some reason, you just can't stop. You don't know what it is. Its fur is so much softer than you realize. You'd think that it would be shining in the faint light of your living room, but it's as if the darkness of the cat's black coat is sucking in all the illumination around it, rendering it completely null. You're drawn to it, like you're somehow holding a deep, dark abyss right in your lap. It seems calmer now, munching on your severed finger. The stump between your thumb and middle finger is leaking. But you keep petting. You fret that your blood will ruin its fur, but the cat no longer seems to mind. Time passes. It's dark now. Soft as the fur is, your palm has started to feel raw and damp under the constant friction of your petting. You think faintly that maybe you've had enough. You start to lift your hand from the cat, when in a flash, your entire hand is separated from your wrist. It flops onto your lap besides the cat. The cat's claw on its front right paw glistens with crimson liquid. You don't feel it for a moment, but your body tenses. Anticipating the pain as you blankly watch the cat lick at the bloody palm of your severed hand. It hurts. It really, really hurts. Then the cat looks up at you, and you feel compelled to keep petting. You're reluctant, but you're also afraid of what will happen if you don't heed the call. What will you lose next if you try to resist it again? You were hurt for your insistent petting earlier, and yet now you've been hurt for trying to stop? Yeah, that's cats for you. It defies all logic, but that's what scares you. There's no reasoning with such fickle whims. You feebly try to raise your uninjured hand to pet the cat, but it stifles, golden eyes glistening dangerously. Well, alright then. You raise your bleeding stump and resume your petting to the best of your ability. Where's our other hand? You could use that. You pet. And you bleed. You pet. And you bleed. You pet. And you bleed. You pet and you... Ending 7. Personal boundaries. Makes sense, makes sense. Feed the cat. The cat looks hungry as you decide to feed it. You regret not stopping for food earlier as you don't have much left. Grocery shopping day is tomorrow after all. You head to the kitchen and click your tongue, and ensuring the cat follows you. Follows after you. My reading's already getting messed up. Let me water myself. It leaps nimbly onto the kitchen counter and watches after you as you search for meal options. Let's see. You find some things you expect. A can of tuna in the pantry, some leftover meatloaf in the fridge, and... Huh? What's that? You realize there's a tightly sealed Tupperware in the bottom shelf of the fridge. Ah, jeez. You left the beef. Not the Tupperware of mysterious contents you forgot about like 3 months ago. You don't recognize it. A foul odor is leaking from the container. Whatever's inside can't be safe for human consumption. Do not give it to the cat, bro. But the cat seems excited about it, practically salivating over it. Still, you're the caretaker here. You're the one who needs to decide what's best to feed a hungry cat. You'll feed it. You'll be responsible and not feed it what is possibly human meat. Tuna. Cats like fish, right? Shrugging, you take out the tuna for the cat and the meatloaf for yourself. You put the frankly ominous container back in the fridge. The cat looks a little disappointed, though tough. You'll need to dispose of that weird whatever it is later. You open the tuna and spoon it into a small saucer. You put the saucer on the kitchen counter next to the cat. You don't think you should be encouraging it to eat up there, but you figure it'll make up for electing not to feed it the toxic goop it wanted. The cat looks like it finds the tuna acceptable. You'll take it. Eat up, kitty. As the cat digs into its meal, you go about heating up the meatloaf in the microwave. While setting the time, you hear... Oh. You turn to see that the plate is completely empty. Whoa. That was quick. You need to pace yourself. Uh-oh. No! It's hiccuping. What the... You watch Bub a bit baffled as the cat continues to hiccup, causing little bubbles to float out of its mouth? Okay. That's okay. You can process this. It's not completely out of the realm of what's possible, right? Right. Best not to think about it too hard. So soon enough, the room is full of the floating bubbles, and the poor cat just keeps on having hiccups. The cat releases a final tiny bubble before yawning and laying down right there on the counter. Well, glad you enjoyed it. The bubbles haven't left the room or popped. They seem to be pretty resilient. Wait, what? What's that? As one of the bubbles floats closer to you, you see that there's actually something inside. It's tiny, furry. Fish? Not a furry fish. What kind of fish is that? what kind of creations did this cat just casually make? New species unlocked, I suppose. This is just getting weirder and weirder. Still, you can't help but marvel at the impossible wonder in front of you. You lift a hand. You extend a finger towards a bubble, carefully press it against the surface. The little fish inside lashes out, viciously sinking its tiny fangs into your finger. It doesn't really hurt that much at first, but then... Ow! What? Pain starts to climb from your finger to the rest of your hand, past your wrist. Could it be some kind of venom? You fling your arm around in an attempt to dislodge the fish, but... Uh-oh. I think we're going to be assailed much more. Gah! You accidentally knock your arm into several of the bubbles floating around. More tiny, ravenous fish latch onto your flesh. You stumble back in pain and a sudden bout of dizziness, only to bump into more bubbles. More fish digging their teeth into your back. It hurts. You're getting dizzy. You've got to get out. You deliriously try to stumble out of the kitchen, but the entire room is filled with the deadly bubbles. By the time you collapse to the ground, you're absolutely covered in tiny, angry, biting fish. Your legs, your torso, your arms, your face. The pain is unbearable. You can feel it in your skin and your teeth and your eyes and your hair, and it's so consuming you can't even feel yourself convulsing or crying. You don't black out. Your eyes are still rolling up into your skull when you gasp out your last breath. Ending 8. Fish out of water. Well, that was pretty terrible. What's next? Meatloaf. You get the feeling the cat won't be too impressed with anything that comes out of a can. And you're not about to feed it whatever the heck that toxic-looking sludge is, so it's settled. A tuna sandwich for you and leftover meatloaf for your feline guest. You ignore the cat's disappointed meows as you put the weird container back in the fridge to dispose of later. You warm up the meatloaf in the microwave. Microwave. You place the now warm meatloaf on a saucer next to the cat on the counter. You don't think you should be encouraging it to eat up there, but you figure it'll make up for eliciting not to feed it the toxic goop it wanted. The cat looks like it finds the meatloaf interesting. Works for you. Eat up, kitty. As the cat digs into its meal, you go about searching for some bread for your tuna sandwich. You're so distracted by your search that you only just barely hear... Why a splat? That was gross. You turn around and see that the meatloaf has only 1, maybe 2 bites taken out of it. But more alarmingly, there seems to be a red trail of something leading away from the cat, from where the cat had been sitting, and off to the edge of the counter towards the living room. Is that blood? Eeky, gurgly sounds. You jump at the strange sound coming from around the corner, further in your apartment. You attempt to steel your nerves. Taking a breath, you walk around the counter to head into the living room. You stepped into something warm and wet and red. You resist the urge to vomit and step away from the trail of. You follow the trail into the living room and see that it leads into the hall. When did the door open? It's getting louder. It's definitely in the hall. Great, maybe the cat has turned into a giant meatloaf monster of some variety. I feel like I've seen something similar somewhere. You feel like you can hear your heartbeat. You hope whatever is in the hall can't. Your body shakes as you feel yourself step forward. And forward, and forward, and forward. You peek around the corner. Question mark? Nothing. There's nothing there. What? You walk further into the hall and see that the trail leads all the way down to the end of it. But there's nothing there. You don't quite feel relief, but at least... Plop. You feel something wet and warm drip onto your cheek. Uh-oh, it's on the roof. Something very warm. You swipe your shaking hand across it and pull it back to see your fingers covered in something. I guess we're made of... Is the whole place made of meatloaf? You look up and see that what can only be described as meat. Oh, that's icky and weird. The entire ceiling of the hallway is covered in a thick, undulating, writhing layer of pulsating meat. At its center is a single glowing eyeball frantically rolling around in every direction. Until it lands squarely onto you. You try to take a step back, desperate to escape the hallway, to escape this thing, but... Uh-oh. Before you can even scream, meaty tendrils shoot out and grab you. No! Let me go! They pull you up, and up, into a pair of slowly opening jaws. And then... Chomp. Ending 9, leftovers. What if we feed it the mystery food? Is this really a good idea? I don't know. Fine. I guess if this is what you want, you open the container and... You just barely managed to keep from throwing up. But just barely. The stench is overwhelming. Cough. Gulp. The cat seems completely fine. Yeah, give me a minute. You hazard a look at the contents of the container, but... You honestly can't understand what you're supposed to be looking at. Everything is just mashed together. What exactly everything consists of is a mystery you're more than happy to keep unsolved. Different shapes, different sizes, different textures. Not the color, though. All of it is the same color. The most unfortunate looking shade of gray you've ever seen, tinted with a nauseating wet green film over the top. Am I supposed to warm it up, or you don't really know how to serve it? Any utensil or plate that touches it is getting thrown out immediately. No exceptions. Your hands are going to be scrubbed with soap and hot water to within an inch of their lives after this. You decide against putting this crap in your microwave, and you doubt it would taste or smell any better warm. Not wanting to hold it anymore, you shake your head and practically toss the container next to the cat on the counter. The cat's very excited. The cat enthusiastically dives for the toxic-looking sludge, sniffing it as if savoring the scent. You turn to the fridge and close it. You've lost your appetite. You're about to head to the bathroom to wash your hands for the next hour or so when... Munch. Crunch. Ow! A sharp pain in your foot causes you to stumble. You catch yourself on the kitchen sink and look around to see that the tip of your sock is red. And the red is still slowly seeping to the rest of your sock. Are you bleeding? You quickly reach down and pull off your sock to see the damage. Damn, your middle toe is gone. It's just gone. Just a stump is left in its place, steadily leaking blood onto the floor. You clumsily step back as if it would help you get away from what you were seeing. The blood trail simply follows your movements. 911. You have to call 911. Phone. Where's the... Time for you to sleep, sadly. Take good care of the kitty. I shall. I'm sure that we will find out how to actually take care of the kitty without dying. You have a great night, Shoko. Cough, cough, cough. Was your tongue was Evelyn. What's happening to me? So the awful sludge meat is just us, isn't it? You slowly look over to find the cat still eating, completely unbothered by your suffering, because of course it is. Munch, munch, munch. Not bothering to try and stop the blood from dribbling out of your mouth, you keep watching in a daze as the cat happily chews at a gross piece of... Wait, that's... You look more closely at the mystery food than the cat's jaws. It looks vaguely familiar. It looks like a tongue? Ah. Munch, munch, gulp. Before you can even think to do anything to stop it, the cat dives into the container again and bites into a piece that looks kind of like a... Ah! Gah! You collapse to the floor, crunching your torso. You writhe around in the blood-streaked tiles, crying. Something's inside of you. Something inside of you just... Bleh. Blood pours out from deep within you. Whatever that was, felt important. And now it's probably gone too. It hurts. It hurts so much. Stop, please. You weakly try to reach up to the cat on the counter above you. Your vision blurs from the effort, from the pain, from your tears, from... And... Eric, just death. What's that sound supposed to be for? Just, Your eyes. Your eyes. You fall limply back to the floor. You're leaking blood all over. From all over. Your foot, your mouth, your insides, your eye sockets. You can even feel your life fading away, too. That's fine. It means not feeling the pain of losing another part of you, then. Hopefully the cat will take its time eating your eyeballs and give you time to just... Ending 10. You are what you eat. God damn. That was a rough one. What else could there be in terms of endings? I've almost been streaming for 4 hours. How many endings are left? We still got quite a lot. I think I'll save the last, how many? 15, I guess, if I do math correctly. I think I'll save the next 15 for next time, because 4 hours is enough hours of stream, if I do say so. And I'm getting hungry. So I shall simply bid thee farewell. I hope you all have a great rest of your mornings, afternoons, evenings, and nights, wherever and whenever you are. May the gods bless you, may the stars shine in your honor, and I shall see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!